And welcome back, one and all, to the Merit Royal Diamond Resort here in Northern Cyprus. It is, of course, the Luxon Pay Mediterranean Poker Party, and I am, of course, James Dempsey, alongside the one and only Mr. Henry Corbin, as we turn our attention to the MPP warm-up final table. And Henry, some familiar names.
Yeah, there truly are, man. I mean, this is the type of final table that, as someone looking to learn from the best in the world, kind of dreams about, in the sense that we've got some stone cold killers at this table, James. Saw the table details this morning. Milos Skrbic straight away, someone I recognized. Obviously, Artur Martirosyan, Dmitry Yurosov.
He's the one, Henry. Artur Martirosyan in the mix. You come and play a 2K, it's not small fry, but it's a small Urbine in the live scene.
It's pretty sick.
You get all the way down to the final table and you got to deal with one of the biggest crushers in tournament poker. And Henry, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken, but I think Alexander Pak is Alex P from our final the other day. Got second, I think. There he is in seat 2, I believe.
Same seat, I believe, if I'm not mistaken as well. He was seat 3.
He was in seat 1 or seat 2, I think, last time. That's his lucky end of the table.
Really is. 310,000, by the way, up top for a 2K is pretty disgusting. I mean, that's what, 150 buy-ins?
Yeah. Tournament had reached its guarantee. I was trying to get the words out there. Got over the requisite number of runners, which means we do have this monster payout. Henry, 9K, 9th locking up, 21K, a 4K jump, then a 10K jump, then another 10K jump. So the first bubble, maybe not that important, but suddenly 25 to 35 is not insignificant, Henry.
Hey, listen, a couple of buy-ins, James. You're not going to turn your nose up at 2 buy-ins, right? But no, the thing that I'm most excited about is the return of Milos Skrbic, someone that you just recognized hasn't cashed since, was it 2019?
2019.
Was on an absolute tear and then seemingly just disappeared for 2.5, 3 years to then come back and just make a final table of this caliber. I mean, what's going on? This guy just seems to show up when he wants and wins when he wants, or at least makes deep runs almost every time.
Yeah, I mean, his last recorded cash, Henry, was 9th at the World Series main event in 2019.
No way, was it really?
Picked up a mill ball. I went, that'll do me for a little bit. This was fresh off.
Oh, wow.
Just 6 months earlier, getting second at the 5 Diamond for another $1 million.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's incredible.
I guess, COVID times, it doesn't look like, looking through his head mob, he was the most prolific traveller. He'd go to the big events, the World Series, maybe the 5 Diamond, a few things here and there. So perhaps just with COVID, hasn't really been looking to travel too much. Crushing it online, you've assured me. And Pavel Plusev as well in the mix. This is a guy I like, Henry. I had the honour of, watching Isildur beat Pavel heads up for his Millions title a few years ago, and what is perhaps one of the sickest calls, I think. Sickest call in terms of hand strength. Obviously, the people have called lighter, but just with everything on the line and the fact that it was Isildur. For those who haven't seen that one, that was something else. Yeah. So I'm excited to see him back here, and I'm always impressed every time I see him play.
Yeah, the Russians showing up in force for this one, James. 5 of the final 9 hailing from Russia. Dmitry Vitkind, Arseny Kamatitsky, obviously, as well as Artur that we spoke about earlier on. I mean, the Russians just doing really well here in Merit. It's somewhere that they come and frequent, not only in the 2-card MTT streets, but I can assure you there's plenty of them playing in the high-stakes cash games as well.
Yeah, I was talking to, I had breakfast with Bruno Fatoussi yesterday.
Oh, really?
Saying how things been going, and he goes, it's not like it used to be. You used to come to these stops, and you sit down in the high-stakes PLO game, and there'd be a bunch of Russians, and you rub your hands together.
Yeah.
And you think, here we go, nice little earn-up today. And he goes, now I sit down, and you hear a Russian voice. You hear Russian being spoken. You're like, oh, not another one.
No, they're very competent cash game grinders, that's for sure. And seemingly seem to be doing very well in the MTT arena as well.
Here we go then, Henry. Arseny opening under the gun, getting flat by Dimitri on the button. Alex B also flatting from the big, and Arseny go for a little stab, and up against the kind of hands that mean he's going to win. Which is a nice start for him. And Henry, we were sort of alluding, the starting stacks, obviously not the deepest, what you might expect. I know this obviously went on quite late last night. I was sort of following the updates online on Poker News, and I saw, we didn't get out to the final table quite late, so one assumes that's why you know, with the payouts involved, with the caliber of play you've got, they're less likely to make those mistakes with 2 tables left and try and navigate their way here.
Well, it's something we've discussed on several occasions, right? When you have players of this caliber in the mix, one of 2 things tends to happen. You either, you know, you get the 30 big blind queen jack suited rejam spot being taken, you know, infinitely more higher than in a recreational field, and we just speed run the entire event. Or because these guys are as good as they are, they can dodge bullets and they seem to, you know, avoid the minefield, if you will. And what happens is we then get to this final table where the average stack is seemingly a lot more shallower than in other events. And we'll see how this plays out. I mean, I could see this going from 9 to 5 in, you know, the space of 2.5 hours. It wouldn't surprise me if we lose half the field in just a couple of levels.
Yeah, I noticed in the background there, Henry, it said 15 minutes left on the clock. Now,
that's right, yeah.
Events up to now have been 40 minutes on the opening days and then 1 hour on the final. I have no reason to assume this isn't the same with this event, but we'll keep an eye on that.
That would make sense.
And Sergey popping up from the hijack with Queen Jack. Alex P, a bit unlike the last final table he was on, actually has some chips to play with this time.
Yeah, he does.
He was put on a masterclass of folding his way from, what, about 10k guaranteed up to 67k getting second prize. And I believe it was the EAPT event. And here he is, flopping best on ace 9-4, having peeled from the small. And I guess, anyway, for Sergey, kind of annoying having Queen Jack here, right? If we're going to fire at this flop, we want our opponents to have, ideally, some of these kind of cards. But he sort of sides. Queen Jack.
He's up against one of the stacks that he can actually really apply a ton of pressure on it. Alex P in the middle of the pack. Does obviously have to be cautious of the fact that Alex and Milos are on sub 15. Pavel, Plesov, shortest stack on 12 big blinds. So Sergey can really leverage this ICM pressure that is on Alex. And with Alex turning 2 pair, I don't think...
Good luck.
Our man's going to be going anywhere just yet. 2.1 million out there. Sergey with 0% equity.
Yeah, one assumes he'll slow down. He does. It was just a one and done scenario. I mean, I say assumes because, like you say, this is not the worst hand to just smash pressure on a hand like ace 10.
See what Alex comes here with after the give up from Sergey on the turn.
Right, backdoor diamonds complete.
Something blockerish size around 600 makes a lot of sense. Goes even smaller.
Love this. Works, doesn't it, Henry? He's going to have a lot of medium strength here. He may want to bet. And also, it's nice to have that trap in there when you bet medium strength. Let them attack it. Nice play, Alex P. Continues to impress us in the booth.
Yeah, as you already alluded to, he was obviously handcuffed heavily on the final table the other day. Let's see what he can bring here now that he's got more chips to play with. Managed to ladder his way to second place like an absolute, I mean, just ICM masterclass on his part.
It's worth noting as well, he got 23rd in the Open. The first event we had obviously didn't. 23rd's not a final, but 23rd in that. Second in the APT, and here he is, running it once more. Worth noting, main event underway today, Henry, on the tournament floor. In fact, the tables you see in the background there as well, I believe the Malta Cup final day is underway as well. We're not covering that one, but we will keep you apprised as best we can on what's going on there.
Yeah, Poker News Day 1, Poker News Festival also on the way.
I'm excited for the MPP main. See how they get on. As always, we'll do what we can to bring you information. Of course, if you want to check yourself, Poker News is the place to go.
Yeah, Poker News Cup, 1 drop. Finished last night.
Yep.
We'll talk about that, or should we just we'll leave that for as a talking point for later on?
Well, scheduled to be a 2-day event. Henry, on the last stream, I announced we'd be covering the final table of the warm-up here.
You did.
Turns out we were supposed to be covering the final table of the 1-drop. But I foresaw what was going to happen, so I knew that wasn't going to happen. And
You
the one
already
drop got
knew.
changed to a one-day event, so we picked this up instead. But I'm glad we have. But well, Henry, you tell the story.
Well,
Who got heads up?
I woke up to a picture from our videographer, Philip, saying, "Oh, Henry, by the way, if you're awake," this was sent to me around 2 a.m. And I noticed Espen, but the gentleman that was in seat 2 was getting a massage, and I couldn't quite make out, you know, who Espen was playing heads up against. And then, you know, get onto Twitter, get onto Instagram, and I see there's none other than Rob Young, who firstly invited Espen out here in the first place to come and play in these
His
events.
partner in the Coin Rivet.
His partner in the Coin Rivet. They're heads up, and Rob took to Twitter as they got heads up to say, you know, he'd never won a tournament before, a live tournament before, and he's up against the main event world champion. Now, obviously, there was no stream. And then I found out as I headed downstairs that Rob not only did he get heads up against Espen Jorstad, WSOP main event champion, he went on to beat him for his first ever live tournament victory and $87,000. So congratulations to our man Rob,
The boss.
the boss man, taking that one down.
Boss has a trophy.
He does indeed.
I went looking through his mob, Henry, and obviously he doesn't play that many tournaments anymore. He had a third place finish in Triton Madrid. But
He did. That was fun.
He doesn't really play tournaments, so it's not fair to say. But I mean, looking back, obviously he used to play tournaments when we all did in like the mid 2000s. And I looked and he had, I think it was 5 second places between like 2004, 2005, 2006 when he was playing a lot on the scene. Never managed to get over the line. So he just waited. He saved it. Take on the champ. Here we go then, Henry.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I'm flustered by this spots. This is, what, 20 bigs with 9s. Wow, he does. He takes it. Yeah, I guess Sergey just folds. Yeah, it's going to ask for a count.
Grim stuff.
Yeah, it's grim. I was wondering whether Dimitri was going to take the spot or not, but he does take it. I think if we're maybe like 7 left, it gets a little bit more interesting. The ICM grip not as tight at present as it will be after a couple more bust outs. And that's something that we've spoken about several times, you know. Given how top heavy these payout structures are, you'll find a lot of these end bosses just taking the spots a lot more willingly, if you will.
End bosses.
Yeah, they're just more aware of how important future game is going to be. Sergey thinking it over. Dimitri going to have some ace-jack, ace-10 suited in there at some frequency, but it does just pass up on it.
During the set, you can speak only English. Thank you.
The boys getting a bit of a warning. Not sure why, but
it's all good. It's best to get them all out of the way.
yeah. Dmitry Yurosov just said, "Hey Artur, only English, pal." Russians having a little bit of a joke between themselves.
Alex K. Queen Jack go under the gun off his short stack 9 left. Says no, thank you. There you go. Background, as Henry mentioned. Poker News Cup underway. Alex P. Popping up to 8 of 30. Arseni with Ace Jack suited, Henry, in the next seat and that 10 million chip stack. Is he going to get punished for daring to open? And he just decides to flat Henry with the ace-jack suited combo. And Pavel on the button. 10 pigs and 7s.
Wow, this would actually be pretty sick. I mean, if Pavel jams, which I...
Right, get Alex to fold. And
he could get Alex to fold because Arseni does have some traps here in this spot. Let's see what Pavel comes with. 10 big blinds, as James already mentioned. Blinds going up.
he has. He's gone 1.7.
In just 10 minutes' time.
Let's see if it works out, Henry. I'm with you. I think it will. I think he's going to get a fold from Alex in action from Arseni.
Oh, so you think Arseni's the one that calls it off?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll be off to the races. You can see Alex just... the eyes scanning from stack to stack around the table.
He's very aware, isn't he?
He really is. Yeah. All in announced.
And yeah, Alex is going to be a bit sick. Well, not sick because he's confident he's made the right decision. But he's going to see the hands and wish he'd made the wrong decision, as it were.
So
incredible. If Pavel missed the hold here, just unimproved.
What's his screen name again? It's like sicko mode or sick mode.
I mean, Henry, have you forgotten who you're talking to here?
Yeah, I forgot you don't play online, James. Sorry, mate. Here we go.
It's going to happen.
What, so he gets the best hand to fold and then wins the flip?
Wins the flip, unimproved. And then goes on to win the tournament.
No. Behave.
No.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's going to be
6.
even more painful now.
Gives him a gut shot. Not that that's relevant. All he has to do is spade the ace or the jack.
Can he hold? No!
Wow. Arseni spiking the jack on the river. Pavel Plusev first out at the Luxembourg Mediterranean Poker Party warm-up final table.
Brutal.
Yeah, cruel way to go. But
he was going either way, right?
Yeah, and he's seen it before. You know, he'll be back.
Oh, he's seen it a million times.
I mean, you're right. 300k up top. I mean, this is a big final table, but he'll have plenty more chances to get some Wonga on this trip. 21k for that 9th place finish, meaning that Milos is now the shortest with 13 bigs. Alex K 14, and then kind of bunched between 20 or 30 of the rest. And Arseni, though, now with over 25% of the chips in play, with 8 left. It's kind of a familiar theme.
Yeah.
These Mediterranean Poker Party final tables, Henry. Well, we get an early chip leader who really gets to stick it to the rest.
Yeah, this one maybe even more so than others, not to do any disservice to the previous final tables, but these guys here, I would like to go out on a limb and say are way more well versed in the ICM study lab, and the better understanding you have of ICM, the more aware of just how much you have to fold you actually become. So
yeah, it's grim.
There's not going to be any calling off with ace-10 suited for 20 odd big blinds when you're second 2 of 6 against the chip lead. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah, but they're going to put on the cape and go for it.
So Alex P opening up from late position. Milos Skovic in the small does announce himself, and that'll be the end of that. So James, I have to ask, because I didn't see you all day yesterday on your day off. Did you get around a golf in, or?
Did not.
No?
I looked after, chaperoned Ferraldo for the day.
Oh, did you really?
I got up, had a little bit of breakfast with her, so went for breakfast with Bruno, went to the beach, pick up of ours, and once Ferraldo surfaced, because it was Celtic were playing. So we...
It wasn't his birthday yesterday. Oh, sorry, the
wasn't.
day before.
No, his birthday's in October.
Right.
It was all fake news.
At least we got that figured out.
Yeah, so we did the usual thing. Watched Celtic. You know, I did the usual thing of telling him Scottish football's rubbish. The usual thing of telling me Celtic would beat Brighton. We had an argument for 4 hours over it.
You are a good friend.
And then, yeah, but I watched Celtic demolish Dundee 9-0. So that was fun.
Is that the team that he supports?
Celtic, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then just continue watching sport all day. It was rowdo, basically.
It's a tough life that you lead, I must say.
Yeah. And, what did we do? We ended up all over the place. Oh yeah, of course we went to watch the Spurs Forest game with, let's see, some Spurs fans. But for those aware, let's see, big DTD contingent here from Nottingham, and well, Nottingham Forest back in the Premier League. So there was much support on both sides of the aisle for that game. So we watched that, a few more beers, a bit of food. You know the drill.
I do know the drill.
It's a nice day. And I proceeded to just sort of incrementally win money off Rado throughout the day, gambling. And I've instead of taking the cash, Henry, I've decided to buy a piece of an absurd markup in the main event.
No way, go on.
There we go.
What's the markup?
I'll pay 1.5, but you know.
That's...
Just want a piece of Feraldo.
No. You can't charge markup after losing a bet, mate. That's not how it works. You got absolutely scammed.
Well, he either gives me cash or I just sort of wanted a piece instead. And so I tried it on spot, and he wasn't having any of that. So
Fair.
1.5 in Ferrado is great because the bar doesn't start serving drinks in the poker room until 6 p.m.
So he's just absolute elite mindset for the first 4 hours of the day to build up a stack.
Well, I think in reality he's not turning up until 6 p.m. Blind's going to 150, 300, or he's turning up at 5 p.m. with a couple of beers from upstairs. 150, 300, Henry. So those stacks, they are that bit shallower.
Yeah, it's getting pretty dire here for some of these guys, and won't be long, as we already mentioned, until someone has to make a stand.
Well, Pavel made a stand. Got sent packing. But not by pack. That's by Arseni instead.
I see what you did there.
Actually, around to Sergey in the small 10 deuce of, and I look at the background here. I see actually this is staying at 40-minute levels. It appears.
Oh wow! Okay.
We're making them gamble. Dimitri getting a walk off like most of these guys at sub 10 blinds.
So with that being said, 40-minute levels. Yeah, down to the final 5 in the first couple of hours. Sounds about right. Alex in the cutoff. King Jack suited for 9.6 versus the perceived wide range of Arseni. Yeah, it does take it. Good man.
Yeah, I like this.
Good man. We have a lot more fold equity than we usually would against the +1 range, and
right, and we're going to get looked up by stuff we dominate as well, potentially.
9.
and we also block, you know, the snap calling range as well, which is nice. This card definitely, this hand, sorry, has some nice qualities about it. It's whether Arseni gets into the, you know, he knows that I know that he knows I'm opening up wider than usual. is this someone who's going to take the Queen Jack, the King Queen, the King Jack suited type holdings of the world? Does let it go.
Lives to fight another day. The rest were hoping for the snap.
Have you ever wore sunglasses at the table? Not once. He's here
Nope.
shaking his head.
Nope, not for me.
No?
Not for me. Each their own.
Might give it a try, I don't know. I think my eyes are always bouncing all over the place.
Just, yeah, I don't know. Give it a go, Henry. See if you like it.
Haha, Alex. Don't look. It's a negative free roll.
It's not.
Чем закончилось сейчас? Такой он человек. Воком. Воком?
Сколько счастья
Yeah,
в этом
actually, we've seen a
человеке.
couple of walks already.
Easy walk.
I mean,
Не говори.
these guys aren't just, oh, give them a walk here. The hands just dictate the way they play.
Были претенденты, кто мог
The
открыть.
hands are dictated. Walkies.
Окей, окей.
Henry says, don't look. I say look.
Looking just gets you into trouble.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. I mean, in fairness, also, I've already looked at my cards because I'm not one of those who waits 5 minutes to look at my cards. So I'd already know, Henry. That's the problem. Be the guy who's already looked. That's what I say.
Be the guy that's already looked. Alex gonna try and get one in against the chip leader. This didn't work too well the other day, but Arseni doesn't quite have enough to just put Alex all in here. What I mean by that is, you know, there aren't like 3 sub
Right.
5 big blind stacks. I don't think Alex will be going anywhere with the King 7 suited just yet.
Yeah, he can't just go mental, can he? Can't go bananas. Alex P, what's it to be? He's looking around at those shorter stacks again. He knows he's in a horrible spot here. Small to big, and does lay down the suited king. Great stuff to see from Arseni.
So Arseni in the small. Currently, he feels like he's in 6th gear, you know. He's been taking up close to all of the spots that have been thrown his way. Pre-flop aggression is working for him there. Now just decides to put Dimitri in for 18 effective. Look at this, James. I mean,
Love it. We're already seeing it. We're already seeing the chip leader doing what the chip leader's supposed to do.
Up to 14 million in chips now. And could this be a repeat, James Dempsey, of a runaway chip leader with 8 left that just gets to apply a ton of ICM pressure on the remaining players? I think we might be at that stage, you know.
I love it. We're having a treat so far with the MPP. I'm watching these guys get themselves in a situation where they can do this. Alex, nothing you can do here in the cutoff. With the big man behind. And Arseni. Ah, Henry. King 7. It's just the hand of the day. It's the new ace queen.
Classic.
Arseni coming once again from the button. Remember, Dimitri in the small. With what? 17 blinds. And then Milos with just 13, 14 blinds from the big. Looks down at garbage. Just let that go.
Right.
Who's going to stop him, Henry?
Yeah, I was about to say, Demps, go on. Who's it going to be?
This is poker, so
28% of all the chips in play.
yeah. This is, as I said, this is poker, so sometimes the cards will just cooperate and stop him winning. But at the moment, he is the man to beat.
Artur won't be bowing out of this one. 19 bigs.
He looks mean today. I mean, he looks ready for business.
He always means business. King, Jack, O for Arseni. Not the worst hand in the world to get aggressive with.
Yeah.
Blocking kings, ace king, jacks, does pass up on it.
His spidey senses, he's looking at Artur. He's thinking, Artur, business. I'm not messing with that guy.
Ugh, this is horrible. I don't think. Yeah, I guess it's a fold. Yeah, good man. So easy to fall into the trap and just look at 10-8 offsuit there and start thinking about the price you're being laid and whatnot, but
I'm pretty sure I saw looking at the first close-up of Alex there, a bit with his sunglasses on, but I'm pretty sure he was on a sun lounger just a couple away from mine this morning by the beach.
oh really?
So, that was him. He started the day quite nicely.
Soaking up the sun before coming to play for 310k.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Wake up, have a little breakfast by the ocean. The ocean. I'm with a more limited record, according to the Hender mob, than most of these guys here. All of his cashes having come in Sochi, bar one here this time last year. Yeah. In the bizarrely, Henry, 2K warm-up event at the Party Millions last year. So he likes warm-up events in the merit. Alex P, he's got 2 jacks. He's coming this time. Arseni, see, they're just dealing in the 6 deuce off where he needs to fold and the king sevens where he needs to raise.
Can I have a cappuccino here, please?
Sergey just going to defend the big with his pair of 6s. So we're going to go heads up to a flop, 2 of the middling stacks with pocket pairs. And King 9 trade 2 diamonds. This hand should, in theory, be over and done with. Alex taking the lower variance route by checking behind. Bit of pot control on his part. Checks down all the way to the river.
Yeah, lovely spot for the 2 jacks now, isn't it? Just got that warm, fuzzy feeling. Double delayed. No, he almost certainly has the best of this.
Fires out 700 into 1.7 million. And so somewhat quickly relinquishes his pair of 6s.
Eight remain. Pavel Plusev, if you are just joining us, he's the one. Dearly departed. Yeah, he had a fun spot. He managed to 3-bet jam 7s in a squeeze spot that didn't really have fold equity. He managed to make the 8s fold and the ace-jack call. He was looking good right until the river, when Arseni paired his ace-jack with the jack on the river. Alex P was the one who raise folded the 8s, and he won't be a raise fold in this hand, Henry, because after getting jacks last hand, he gets queens this.
Had queens in the big blind earlier on as well, didn't he? This guy.
And yeah, if you have been watching the streams thus far, you will recognize this man, because he did, of course, get second in the EAPT event for $67,000. Arseni, he's thinking, hang on a second, Alex. You're getting a bit too big for your boots here. Popping it up 2 in a row. So far, he's been flawless, and he continues in that vein here.
No action with the queens again. I wonder if what he's thinking right now.
I mean,
a minute.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. You're like, oh, I could have just won 2 big pots there. But at the same time, he's just chipped up, 5-6 blinds in the last couple of hands.
Yeah,
and that's massive in this situation.
It really is.
With the tournament being so shallow, he's really separated himself now from the pack. And in that worst seat, as it were, with the chip lead on your direct left, it's going to be very hard to win pots. So he'll take it. 8.6 million. And nearly 30 blinds. I mean, that is a big stack. Again, they took a long time to reach the final table last night. It's led to this rather shallow final table. It's the beauty, Henry. Sometimes you want to watch these deep stat final tables and see the guys play, but also you can learn so much from watching these beasts navigate shallow stacks on a final table. And I always, Henry, enjoy learning these ICM spots from you.
I thought ICM was a myth.
It is, but I'm just, you know, I'm placating. I'm just learning just in case, you know. It's like the atheist who says a prayer, you know, just in case. It's important to know.
The atheist that says a prayer. Use that one.
Players in the Malta Poker Festival, at the end of this round, we're going to have a 15 minutes break and a chip race for the $1,000 chips. You kindly ask one chip leader
Wow.
on every table to start buying the 1,000.
Arseni getting the ace-10 from the small blind to fold. Alter in the big with a pip higher, though. Ace-jack. Again, middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Up against the chip leader would be disaster to bow out in 8th. Comes with the call. Still with the best of it on the King 10-8 rainbow. Gut shot to Broadway straight. Senny going to come out firing. The form of quarter pot. It's really leveraging that ICM pressure. Doesn't need to go big. Relatively quick call from Artur. And with Arseni not picking up any equity on the turn, the form of the 4 of spades, one could assume he may slow down. However, having said that, 2.5 out there, and as previously mentioned, the pressure on Artur could just come out and, you know, range advantage on the King 10-8. There we go.
Yeah. And
an old big boy bet.
Yeah, and Henry has one of these spots. I mean, he's up against weaker hands as well. All that, right? All those kind of the jack nines of the world, the queen jacks, queen nines. He just gets to make them fold as well, which is never a bad thing. It's always nice, Henry, to be bluffing and sometimes be bluffing against weaker hands, even though you'd win those at showdown. You probably wouldn't win at showdown because Artur's such a beast. He's going to bluff you off on the river. And Artur, he kind of knows there's a good chance he's been taken advantage of here, but what can you do?
Nothing you can do.
Tournament poker is so much fun. Next case. The short stakes they fold. Milos? Oh, we see one card. It's the Queen of Hearts. He's thinking. He has 12 blinds. He's going to min raise off the 12 blind stack. Interesting, Henry. Min raising off 12 bigs. And I'm pretty sure I've seen 2 queens mucked as well, so.
We're going for the old Ace of Hearts tucked away.
Yeah, well, I mean, what kind of hands is he going to min raise off 12 bigs? Is he just trying to sneak one through with like a Queen Jack suited?
Once the chip leader's out the way, certainly possible.
Yeah, I
Gonna
like
have
it.
some raise folds.
a king 5 offsuit against the early-ish raise off that 12 blind stat. This was pretty grim. Yeah, I don't think we need to get involved with the king 5 off. And neither does Alex. Alex knows. He's played flawlessly so far in this final, as he did on his previous final. And your man Milos chipping up. Much chagrin of his neighbours. The other very short stacks either side of him. Here we go. That's what it does to it. See, Milos jumps ahead of Dimitri and Alex
That's so
by a
good.
shade. Artur down to 17. Dimitri, pardon me. Dimitri V on 16 blinds. Even Sergey with 21. I mean, this is tight, Henry.
That's about as grim as it gets right there. The only grimmer thing is going to be in about a level when everyone's like sub 20 and Arseni's over 50. Like.
He has exactly double to the chip of the man in second. Alexander Pack.
Yeah, grim spot.
Alex is in a nice little spot there, isn't he? I mean, he doesn't like the seat, but you look at this payout ladder and you're seeing all these short stacks. There's a good chance that you could get to fourth without really having to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, chip leader on your left. I'm not sure how much I'm loving it personally, but hey, you're second in chips with 300k up top. Sorry, it's a good spot to be in for sure.
There's winners in the main event, with a little small line, 200, big line 500, with an anti of 500. 255 on the main.
Look at him. Who's going to stop this man? Now, he does have this big lead. I'm harping on about it. He's got 30% of the chips in play. That means he's only got 30% of the chips in play. There's a lot of work to be done yet for Arseni. And as is the nature of these shorter stacks around, it won't take much for him to have to call it off, win a flip, avoid an outdraw, or not outdraw himself. So much still to play for here. So much undecided. And Henry says we're not far away. Looking at that background, I believe it said there were 11.5 minutes left on this level. When blinds go to 2-4, we're going to have some real short stacks. The likes of Artur will be down to not just 13 blinds. The big blind ante in play.
Arseni really going for it here, just 9-6-0, and it goes 16 effective.
Yeah, he knows the score, doesn't he? He knows the score.
Every 5 minutes.
Some problem with somebody's looking cards and broke the chip.
It's Arsenio, I think. Ломает карты.
Ну не надо наговаривать.
Alex can yard off 12 blinds. He is the shortest stack, but it is tight at the bottom.
Да, на пару кругов.
Пенальти, когда на батоне.
Дима, ты прошелся как Артур, нет? Прошелся как Артур, когда выходили мы сейчас?
Как прошел? Не, я просто шел.
Просто, да?
Fourth in chips with 17 big blinds.
Я так шел. Я вот так сделал.
Первое место Артур занял.
Да, он там прошел шаг.
Блин, ну...
Не, ну нормально, ну ты тоже нормально.
Пойдутся.
Лучше, чем никак.
Okay, it just start.
It feels weird not being able to speak the language.
We discuss so peaceful. Then it's
I've certainly felt, you know, in Milas's shoes there, for example, someone that doesn't speak the language is playing PLO with a bunch of Russians the other day, and it can feel awkward. But with that being said, the dealers are very quick and the floor is very quick to remind everyone that, you know, once the cards are dealt, that, you know, English only at the table.
Yeah. How it should be. I thought committing with his ace queen from the hijack. So committing, of course. He's leaving avenues for the multiple all-ins behind. To fold and potentially ladder a couple of spots.
сколько надо алынов, чтобы ты выкинул? Сколько надо алынов за тобой, чтобы ты выкинул? Алын, раз. Трое. Трое выкинешь, ладно. Трое слишком легко. Двое.
Про какие?
Ну, один отсюда.
Два коротких. Вот это тут два алыны выкинет.
И то не все.
Окей. Игорь.
Dmitry with sub 15.
King,
Had to
Jack suitors. Henry saves the sneeze. The master that
yeah,
he is.
I was literally about to break down the spot and had to rush to the mute button, but then it never came.
Yeah, pretty much a not too dissimilar spot from Arthur last time. Just committing, making it 2 mil, putting in just under half the chips. Doesn't want action. Doesn't want to get it in, but will get in against one player. Has the option to fold against 2, perhaps.
So even you don't know.
There we go. 17 bigs, puts him in 5th place. 10% of the chips in play for Eurosov.
Karmatsky running over the table.
Good.
Arthur with sub 20, 4th in chips, ace queen O with 2 covering stacks on his left. Gonna come in with what looks like to be just over min. Oh no.
Yeah, and it's funny because obviously he had the same hand a couple of hands ago, put in half the chips. Now it goes smaller with the same hand, albeit in a worse position and slightly deeper. And yeah, as you say, Henry. Oh no, Alex P.
I wonder if we ever in like 3-bet in juice here, or yeah, okay, sure. I don't know where I was going with this thought process. I was thinking like if we click it to 1.5,
Yeah,
something like that, and just induce the call off. But I think when the ICM pressure is this heavy, and as the covering stack, we want to just be piling as we would, you know, with the weaker parts of our range. Weird now for Artur, see what he comes with. Someone that's going to be well versed in these spots, and a quick fold from Artur, no mucking around.
love it.
It's horrible because it does sometimes feel like you're getting picked on.
Here he goes again. Ace check suited from under the gun. They keep dealing him in.
I don't know if this is the spot where you want to be dealt in, James, to be honest with you,
It's
mate.
not.
But
It's not, is it? He just wants to... Just leave me alone for a minute. Let me catch my breath. This one, though. Will yield him the result he's after. Just an easy pickup. Couple of blinds. Keep himself alive. Well, I say that. But Henry, Dimitri putting up a fight from the big blind with king 9 off. Little loose against the under the gun range.
feels like it, yeah,
And here we go. A little bit of interest.
for both players.
Dimitri flopping the open end Arthur with the gut shot. Straight and backdoor clubs to go with the 2 overs. With the board texture that has to have him somewhat concerned against the big blind peel.
Yeah, one of those ones as well that feels like would be a disaster to bet fold,
Right.
being unable to realise the equity.
At the
of
same
our
time,
hand.
Henry, there are a lot of turn cards that you can double barrel here, right? And put a lot of pressure on the 7x and the 8x.
Wow.
Perfect decision.
Oh, that's fantastic. So Arthur accidentally throwing in a time bank chip of
Of Alex.
pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a little giggle.
1.1.
Yeah, so it comes big in the form of 2/3 pot.
Yeah, look at that, Henry's just targeting the weaker part of this big blind peel, right? The 7x, the 8x.
15 minutes break in Malta Poker Festival.
And Eurosov after defending pre. See what he comes with here. Still has fold equity. Be
Yes.
a massive pickup, and obviously has plenty of equity against getting called off.
No, a little wry smile and a stare. This, I'll be surprised if this leads to anything but a fold after that. But he's like, really? You kind of know I'm knocking around this part of the board. And Ultimate Solution's gone big. Okay.
Dmitry Eurosov, one of the best in the business. Scanning round stacks the rest of the players. Third time bank chip being thrown in, and understandably so.
Yeah. Like you say, Henry, he's got good equity against quite a few hands. Don't see him going with it there, Henry. Just 2 short stacks behind. Arthur raising under the gun rim, but there's a very narrow range with the ICM spot the way it is. Wow, he's playing another time bank chip. He does have a lot of them. I did notice that behind the shot clock. He does have a stack of them.
Yeah, maybe he's just nabbing them off the dealer.
But that could be it. It's a good seat to sit in.
Yeah.
You hide your chips and you hide your time bank cards. Arthur just pick them up of his neighbour. Dimitri, off the dealer.
I think it was Jason Kuhn that mentioned he has like a 28-point checklist that he goes over in, you know, almost every flop decision. 28-point checklist. So you know exactly what kind of level these guys are thinking on. It does
A
eventually.
28-point checklist. And
Yeah.
What
I think it was either 18 or 28. It's something absurd. Like there's a lot of points that they have to go over, and us one-dimensional thinking players, you know. I'm talking for myself at least.
what could the 18? What could they be? Oh, Henry, change your dealer, change your blinds. We're going to 2-4.
Wow.
Look at this. Artur third in ships, having picked up that pot. Certainly has 16 blinds in his stack. Alex back second with 23. Dimitri, Milos, and Alex K are 10 or below. Spicy level coming up here at the Locks on Pay Mediterranean Poker Party warm-up final table. We're playing for 310k right now. Everyone is just trying to avoid leaving with 25k. It is a 10k pay jump coming up. There you go, confirmation with the payouts on screen now. We got 10k jump, then another 10k jump, then 15, and 25, and 40. Henry, 65 follows that, and then dropping 120. The difference between second and first. You can see there's a lot of reward for not busting out here, getting 25, ladder up a few spots, try and get yourself 60k.
Yeah, the 12 buy-ins for 8th place, by the way, is substantial. A rare fold from Arseni. Dimitri with the blinds going up to 200,000, 400,000. Is now playing just 10 bigs. Passes up on the 5s. Wow, this is sick. Alexander on 7 big blinds. What is going on? Dimitri on sub 10. Wow.
A chuckle as he looks down at the 10-5.
They all look at the cards.
He loves it. He looks down, he sees a deuce and gets a walk. What's not to like? He loves it.
How many players are we going to be coming back to with James after the break? So break after this level, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine so, yeah, because they played half a level, so that makes sense. You know, sometimes we'll play a little bit more than 2 hours, more than 3 levels. If it was 3 levels in, say, 5 minutes, it's natural, but I think you're right, Henry. I think they played half a level, 2 full levels. That's long enough before they get their first break.
Artur in the small. 16 bigs. Let's have a player that has him covered in the big blind. Alexander Pack does take the jam spot, and nothing to get overly excited about, James.
Yeah. Just one, you got to jam and hope for a fold. Pat can't call it off like there, Henry, and he's, you know, he does cover, but not by a huge amount. It'd be very short if he were to call and lose.
Казалось, 153.
Can you give me one card?
All in.
Milos, no stranger to high ICM pressure. Spots, not afraid to take the spots necessary when needed. Look at this, chip leader waking up with 8s in the big.
Yep.
Got to get a count before, I would assume,
And this
calls it off.
is what I say, Henry. He's far from kind of secure in this big payout yet, Arseni, because with the blinds going up the way they are, he's going to be forced into situations. And here,
For sure, yeah.
it's a straight flip, but there are situations where he'll be marginally ahead, marginally behind. Anything can happen. Milos, the second man, take it all in pre against Arseni. Arseni won the first flip. Will he win the second? 7.7 million pot. It's big. And an ace on the flop for Milos. And a smile. He knows he's most of the way there, Henry.
He's certainly 3/5 of the way there. And
Now,
Arsene trying to get in with the old...
prepay.
The prepay, yeah.
You have the backdoor diamonds covered. It's just the 8. And so a big change at the top. It will bring Arseni back down
close.
towards Pac and Milos, who are now much closer.
It's
In
3.5.
second place.
3 pips across on an 8, right? 2 in the middle, or am I getting that wrong?
It was close.
Close, it was, yeah, close. I think
You had to sweat.
we need to start introducing a river sweat, you know, where...
The Macau cash game thing, right? With
Yeah,
the-
well, we get to just, you know, sweat the pips, see what we're working with here, you know.
I like what they do. The player who's drawing gets to squeeze it out.
100%.
Here we go.
I think that's how it should be.
I mean, like I say, Milos up to, well, I said up to level sort of with Pac, but of course Artur up there as well. So the 3 of them right around the 20 big blind mark. Dimitri and Alex short. Sergey kind of nestle in the middle. And that brings Arseni back to the fold somewhat, down to just 30 blinds. But it shows how big this flip was, Henry, because if he'd won that pot, it would have been over 40% of the chips in play. As it is, though, he, like everyone else, is at risk of busting out this tournament in 6th or 7th still, despite having the chip lead. It is that short. You know, he does one of these jams from the small and he walks into a big hand in the big. And he's right in the middle of it.
So you're calling it now, yeah? Out in 8th.
I'm just saying, despite having such a big lead as he had, double second, he's far from safe. There's a lot of work to be done.
I agree. So Arseni on the back of losing a flip. Straight into business. And mucking around Dimitri with 8 big blinds. I mean, the crazy thing is if Dimitri calls and wins, Arseni, as James already alluded to, is kind of right back down there with Pac. Tie back chip going to be thrown in.
This is the hill that Dimitri wants to die on. King 9. Decides to wait it out a little bit longer. Chip leader picks up a few more here at the Lux and Pay Mediterranean Poker Party warm-up final table. And hey, if this is the warm-up final table, we're in for a treat with the main event in a few days' time, because there's some caliber on this table.
All in.
How long will this continue for?
Yeah. Just picking back up those chips that he lost in the race.
Yeah, literally just getting the 2 jams through and he's almost back to where he was.
Secures an additional 5 blinds for the castle. Like I say. Yeah. As the late great Mike Sexton used to say, Henry, the all-in works every time but once. One of his favourites. He's not wrong. Dimitri. Ace 6 off +1, 10 bigs. Find the muck, Dimitri. Find the muck. He does. But he'll think. He's itching. He is itching to get in the mix there.
All in.
Oh, Henry Milos jamming from the small. Alex K. He finds ace 10 suited. He'll take his chances with this hand. The very same hand that Milos just doubled with ace 10.
Let's have it then, eh? The 9-8 jam getting snapped off.
Is Alex to return to his cabana? It's a lovely cabana he had down on the beach, has to be said. Assuming it was him. If it's not him, I think it was him.
Be pretty unfair with a hand as pretty as ace 10 of spades.
No? That's about as good as it's going to get.
I don't know,
Milos.
a couple of clubs out there.
Yeah, Milos with backdoor flush draw, backdoor 2 pair draw. If that's what you're worried about, that's a good spot to be. Oh.
Hello.
Never easy. And Milos starts smiling. Alex smiling. The rest.
The whole table, mate.
They're all screaming for a club.
Club.
They've all been here before.
And some club banter, but
Посижу немного.
a record. Breathe, Alex, breathe. And continue 8-handed. Milos, a small hit. It was 5 blinds.
Как тесто открыли мы.
Да вчера засадил,
He
походу.
can afford it, having just doubled up himself.
Король туз дам выставил, своп, короче, 2 радуга. Черва чер. Туз дам человек.
So, still, somehow, 8-handed here. Mediterranean Poker Party warm-up event. Average stack, somewhere in the realms of 15, 17 big blinds.
All in.
Dimitri, get him on through.
You not support our strategy, yeah?
Hmm?
You not support our strategy.
All-in of all strategy on everyone.
That's almost where we're at.
Now this.
The blinds the way they are.
Next time. I'll do it.
You will raise 2 million. Arseny just call. You will play post flop.
Dimitri, 10 bigs, and pair of kings. Seems
Pair of pocket kings.
unfair to have a hand that strong.
Ah, he's been patient. I guess it's just desserts.
All in.
Quick fold from Sergey. Came into today as chip leader. Dimitri here himself.
He's didn't find anything. It's a good thing, pal. Let me tell you. You want to down the queens there and be out the tournament? I don't think so.
Это не получается.
Well, again, bit confirmation of the count. Dimitri with 13 blinds, down to Sergey with 11 blinds. 4 players separated by shrapnel. Yurosov, the shortest. He just posted the blind though. You have a little room to wait and see. Arseny, still your chip leader, albeit slightly fewer chips than he used to have. He is though in the box seat for now.
Yeah, just scanning over those stacks, 5 sub 15 big blind stacks, and the difference between 8th and 4th being a pretty substantial payday. Quick look, 60,000 difference to be exact. It's been going home now and in 4th. And with the stacks being that short, really couldn't fault anyone for getting it in with the worst of it.
Get it in, says Henry.
Some suited hand.
8-2.
Aces.
But
Little bit.
Kings.
Kings? Weekend?
You did have kings?
Have kings?
Not lying.
I decided to use one strategy.
One strategy. All in, fold.
Not to mix.
All in and fold? All in or fold. There we go, James. Arseny popping it up. The Queen 9 of diamonds from +1. This is a pretty grim spot for Dimitri. He knows this is going to be a light open a lot of the time. And he has 2 6s, but with all those short stacks behind, he just has to fold. And this is why Arseny gets to do this. Dimitri too. He finds 5s in the small blind. It's a very different scenario, obviously being the shortest, but with no fold equity. Can he really take this on? Like I say, he just posted the blinds here, and he has 3 million at the 400k big blind. But everyone else has got a post before him.
Sir,
He's going to have fold equity on his open jams. Just let this one go. So here we go. Arseni, just
Can you make
an illustration here, Henry. Opens with king 9
One
suited.
question.
2 short stacks end up folding pairs. That is the advantage of being the chippy. You got to put it on these guys.
That's why I play cash, James Dempsey.
You just get to put it in, don't you?
This is why I play cash.
All
And here we go. This is what I'm saying. He gets to have some focus and gets to find a lovely hand like this. Jack 9 suited. Ripping from the button. Alex P. Henry. King 10 offsuit. For what?
How much?
So disgusting.
Yeah, he knows he's going to be ahead a fair amount. But he also knows he can be behind. And he's got to risk a lot of chips.
Don't really want to be the player trying to claim scalps.
Right.
at
He's
the
second in
moment.
chips. Comfortably so as well.
You want to be the player that is exerting the heavy ICM pressure.
Right, he wants to be watching bust outs. He wants to be watching all ins. But is King 10 too strong, Henry? 7 blinds. I feel like it's too strong, but I'm a punter.
Yeah, it's probably a fold.
Henry says fold. I make the fishy call.
Just don't want to be the one that's doing the calling off here. You want to be the one that's doing the jamming. Especially when you're second in chips as well.
And
Yeah, it does let it go. Good man.
Alex P on the Henry page. Let's let it go. Dimitri lives the fight. And there we go. He's back to 10 bigs and in late position. There'll be plenty. There'll be others around him. Now have to post first. Similar stacks. Just getting that one jam through could be worth like 3 ladders potentially here for so big.
I think
in.
Milos 11. He says all in. Interesting, Henry. He's not opting for the sort of half stack parachute play, if you will. He just says, I ain't folding, boys. Have at it.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of camps. The ones that are firm believers that, you know, it generates EV, and then other people, such as yourself, you're like, I'm all in. You know, I don't need to leave a big blind behind.
Well, his jam gets through. We play on with 8. Who would have thought we'd still have 8 players? Henry, at this point, the blind's at 200, 400. Only 130 blinds in play. Spread between these 8 players. Remarkable, which shows the caliber of the players involved. And Artur, here we go. Which camp is he in, Henry? He has the 2 big stacks behind him. Well, one bigger stack than him and the chip leader behind him. I expect he's going to go for the half again. That seems to be his MO. Huh? He's going to make me look an idiot by going... Oh no, there we go. He's going to put half in. Or near enough half, Henry. And I guess it's through the 2 stacks that cover. He can breathe a sigh. And it's his turn.
Работает стратегия.
To just pick up the blinds and antes, which is a great result.
Snickers at the table. Not sure what quite was said, but
Dimitri +1, Henry. Ace-5 suited. 10 blinds. Nice spot to increase his stack by 25% on fills. And he is going to go for the near all in himself, Henry.
good luck, Dimitri. It's been incredibly patient, as have, you know,
They all have. They're all playing great.
rest of the table. Ace-10 for Dimitri.
Yeah, he can't.
I should say the other Dimitri.
Yeah, he can't play, can he? Matching stack. We really are, I keep saying it, we really are getting ICM treats.
Look at this.
It's the Mediterranean poker party of ICM school.
8s is probably the line, I would assume. Throw in the time bank chip. This is the insane thing. Look at the pressure being exerted here just from jamming, or effectively jamming. Ace-10 to fold, Queen-Jack, now 6s in the tank.
Блин, ну как ты закрываешь такое? Я думал, ты даже тут 200 раз закрываешь. Нет, тут.
Looks pained, understandably so. Oh, I
Henry.
thought. Okay.
Can't do anything here.
Thought he was about to just reach over, like, yeah, sure, all in, let's go. Just came to the conclusion that he wanted to rumble.
Sevens. Sevens.
Wow. Solid read.
So eights.
No, I would call it. To be honest,
Yeah. Eights is too good.
I have sixes.
Easy fold.
Sixes.
I'm not tournament player.
Eights.
Been a while.
Eights.
8?
8 is an easy fold, apparently. Milos announcing that he's not a tournament player.
I would call 8. I don't know what's right or wrong, but I would call.
Well, you said, Henry, you'd play 8s.
Yeah. That's what I said. Artur saying that 8s is an easy fold.
Too stuck this man to care for ICM.
That's what you kind of want to hear and kind of don't want to hear when you're at a final table with this much ICM pressure. You have someone that isn't aware of what they should be calling off with. Or isn't ICM aware, I should say.
All in?
Как Никита до 5 секунд всегда ждешь специально? Ты как Никита до 5 секунд всегда ждешь?
Не,
Погоди сам.
думаю.
Играй в погоди сам.
Подражатель.
Сейчас перерыв. 6 минут. Good news.
Знаешь, это прикол?
Не-а.
Лена сел в наш турнир по 25, по 50, ну это что это за фигня? СББ играю раздачу с Микитой, он всегда думает до 26 секунды и делает действие. Каждую улицу, типа, чек-чек, 26 секунд, чек. Чек,
Новый
26
Фагельсан
секунд, чек.
родился.
15 years ago, back in the day, would have been down to 4 players.
Yeah. That's how good these guys are. Artur, going to try and get one through, Henry, from the 1 seat.
Yeah, one of the rare raise folds. Say rare.
The cap's on backwards now. Does that mean anything?
I think it means I'm second in chips. Almost the captain.
I have to say, everyone's just played so well so far. Can't really pick a flaw yet, Henry.
Dimitri against Artur round 2.
Defended with King 9 last time from the big. This time, Ace 9. He's going to take his man to the streets. And but Artur's been effectively open jamming a fair amount. This time, obviously different, a little bit deeper, and from the number 1 seat. Just raising. I don't know how much that plays into Dimitri constructing a range for Artur under the gun here. Does elect to call, and well, it's the bad news on King at 7-4 as Artur takes the lead, Henry.
Yeah, Artur has ran well in these open versus blind spots, to say the least. This time in the form of flopping top pair. Comes out with the 1 big blind to continue, and Dimitri is going to relinquish the ace high. I believe Artur tabled the king? King of hearts?
Дай выкинь, дай людям закушать.
Я под сладкую стилю все время.
Ну я все заметил.
Still, somehow, 8-handed here
Incredible.
in Cyprus. The Merit Royal Diamond Hotel and Casino.
Multiple casinos here, Henry. You got the casino in the Crystal, you got the casino in the Premium. The pools all over the place.
The pools are really nice as well.
One main beach hangout, but you've got plenty of piers, as they call them here, built out over the water. You can dip into the sea fresh from the decking, which is nice. I like going out there on the pier right on the end.
I think I'm a big fan of the Cove, personally.
Yeah.
Like that pier area.
Yeah, actually, I haven't ventured there, but we were hanging out there last
where we were
year.
hanging out, yeah.
Because that's where the poker was last year.
Wow.
Senny, just King 7 suited. Well, I suppose all these stacks behind, right?
Just shows how ICM aware he is. So he's jamming into Martiroshan's big blind.
But also Henry.
Go on.
He's got King 7, which is the hand of the day. But carry on.
It is the hand of the day. It's also a really good hand to do this with. I think Dimitri's just making him sweat a little bit here.
Are we about to get level up? Is it about to be the break? Is Dimitri tanking so he gets the button at the next level? That's the only thing I can think of here.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's not done any time waste or anything like this up to now.
Do you believe we are coming up to a break?
Maybe he's happy to burn a time bank just to get to that position of having the level up on his button, which makes sense and it's smart. It's sharp. There's little edges, Henry. When you're playing against a field like this, you got to push them.
Yeah, you learn a lot by watching these guys. So many things to think of, pay attention to in MTT poker.
He's looking at that clock. I think they know what he's doing. Well, I suspect what he might be doing, I guess.
Probably. Let's see if we're going to go break after this hand, James.
One does assume that. Super sharp.
Oh, 15-minute break.
Super sharp play from this lad. He's got a few. You see there. Here's a host. One presumes they get... I guess you start maybe the tournament with 6. You maybe get a few more for day 2. And a few more for the final.
I believe he threw out 2 more time banks, which means that we have a minute to fill the air, James. So, how's Bruno been getting on in those cash games?
I think like you, he's had some winning sessions and some losing sessions. I guess that's kind of how the streets go.
Yeah. You gonna make an appearance at all whilst you're here?
I doubt it. I'm separation of church and state, Henry. Work trip. Nothing hurts me more than doing the wages and then coming back to work the next day.
That's fair.
It's a little silly, but
I feel you on that one.
Little glance. I mean, this is dedication, burning a few time banks to get this tiny edge.
Big hand.
Sorry.
Ну это стратегическое, чем мне эти таймбанки? Вот это
Все грамотно.
Well, he had a lot of time banks. He decided to use them in that way, Henry, to get that ladder.
Right, chaps. Break it is.
Here we go. As we head on break, of course, the blinds will be going up when we come back. This is how it will look.
Wow.
5 players,
insane.
sub 10 blinds. Artur second in chips will have 16, but is Arseni out in front. So guys, please don't go too far. Myself and Henry will be back for more of this, the Lux on Pay Mediterranean Poker Party warm-up final table. And welcome back, one and all, to the Lux on Pay Mediterranean Poker Party. Coming to you live from the Merit Royal Diamond Resort here in northern Cyprus. What a beautiful new venue it is. We're in the bowels of that building there, where we still have, unbelievably, Henry, 8 players left on this final table. But you can see what that means to the average stack all of a sudden. Because with 8 players at the 250-500 level, there's not a whole lot of post-flop play going to be happening here. Arseni leading the way. Ultimate Motivation in second. Alex Pack, second final table of the week. The rest sub 10 bigs, Henry. And this could legitimately be over in a level or two.
It really could be. I mean, the fact that we still have 8 players just goes to show the caliber of player we have at this final table. Just very ICM aware. Pavel Plesov, the only casualty thus far, losing that flip earlier on, which was like had number 5 of the FT or something like that. So a good 2 hours ago.
It was early doors. You see there, 21k for his efforts. Everyone guaranteed 25. A 10k jump, and then another 10k jump, then 15, and 25, and 40, and then 65 with 120. The difference between second and first. So we are playing, or going to be playing, some pretty huge equity all-in scenarios here with, one assumes, some pretty substandard hands, given the size of the blinds relative to the stacks. It is time to run good in Cyprus. Who is it to be? There's your man with the chip lead. He's loving it most. Hey, and it's just a print for him in most of these jam spots now with so many stacks equal. And here we go, Henry. 2 threes under the gun. Does he get to just rifle? Is it in any pair situation?
Yeah, I would take the pair spot, but...
Well, he knew, Henry. He knew that Alex was lurking behind with 8 blinds and 2 10s. He looks up and he looks interested. And he does say all in. So the next seat, Queen Jack suited. He was hoping to make that move. Be the one to declare all in. But not to be. Just 8 of the over 1,000 entries. I had a go at this event.
Oh
Artur, ace queen in the small. He says, let's go. And, well, we'll get the bad news that it's a flip, Henry. I think it's bad news when you've got ace queen suited in this spot against an 8 big blind stack, and you're only flipping.
Я второй открываю, что я могу сделать.
What a fold from the threes.
Это важно, да, согласен.
And it's Kate standing up. He is at risk. Well, seems to be taking it all in his stride. What will be, will be.
Вряд ли люди фолдили.
500k chips now in play. They lie in the middle of the pot, and the king deuce tray. All good for Alex. Henry, normally, I'd say everyone's rooting for the big stack. Is this a situation when you've got a player like Artur Martiroshin, you're like, not so bad if we take his legs out?
I think Alex is... Wow.
Wow, there we go.
Well, the redraw. That's the best ace to see if you're going to see any ace.
If you're going to get outdrawn, be the one that gives you the redraw. 11 outs, 1 pull, 25% equity. He had to fade a backdoor draw himself to double up.
Wow.
Sadly, not to be for Alex K. Ace on the turn sends him out with 25k.
The first player to be able to kind of breathe, other than Arseni, Alex Martiroshin up to 12.5 million.
Yeah. He's building up ahead of steam. Second chips now at 26 bigs. Double that of Alexander Pack in third. And what a spot is for Arseni. Not a new chip leader, but the other 2 stacks that are of some danger are the ones tucked on your right-hand side. The 4 sub-10 big stacks making up the positions around the table to your left. Can't be getting much better for him. Only a third of the chips with 7 left. And like I say, everyone now happy. Another 10k guaranteed him. That's a big pay jump from 25k up to 35k. They are all, of course, happy that the ace came, even if it means one of the super pros has more chips. And here we go, Dimitri, 2 9s in the cutoff. He's been very patient. He has 7 blinds. And he has no choice but to wager them all. And that's what he does. He is raising into the 3 bigger stacks behind, but it will be round to the big blind. So Alex P's Jack 6-0. A short deck 7 deuce. Not going to be played, and Arseni 10-5. Flashes a smile and his cards as he tosses them into the muck.
You know that you need.
I feel you, bro.
played 3 hands in 2 hours. Neat.
Who are they calling in it?
They're jovially exchanging barbs across the dealer here. And it's the order of the day, this one on the table.
Spectators don't understand. Last hand. when you saw 2 minutes. It's a very strong card.
Referencing the 2-minute tank before folding, burning time chips. But that was to get the button or level up. These guys are thinking about it all. Artur. Wow. Now. Interesting spot. He's got ace queen. Chip leader behind. He's got second in chips behind. Pardon me, third in chips behind. One of these spots where the chip leader can really abuse you. Looks like he's gone for a slightly larger sizing, 1.3 perhaps at the 500k. But I kind of like that. It's like, look, I'm not messing around. The short stack's about here. Making it half the short stack to peel from the big, and making the small blind's job a lot harder to attack this open. But it's down an ace, Henry. I see your face lighting up already.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, right. It's going in the muck. Just felt like maybe there's going to be a car crash of sorts, but...
I even like just the tank. Like, I'm thinking about it, pal. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to be snap bottom a small blind. I would think for a few seconds there, even with a 10 deuce off, just to let them know that I'm potentially coming for you. I'm itching to 3-bet.
Would not surprise me to see those two collide at some point.
Well, it feels inevitable when Artur has this many chips and every now so few. But of course, like I say, a flurry of all-ins. There will be all-ins, there will be calls. Everyone's so short. It's the only way. Pardon me, Arseni. On the button, Henry, with ace-king suit. This isn't fair.
This isn't fair.
I mean, is he jamming any 2 here? I'd imagine pretty close. Maybe throwing away the bottom 10%. I say bottom 10%, like I know what that means, Henry. But he's looking down at some of the garbage and folding.
Chip leader picking up legit hands.
He's letting it fold. Oh, letting the time go down all the way. Well, look at this. Dimitri's like, got him. Finally got this guy.
It's absolutely hilarious that they both just get dealt ace-king suited.
This is for 6 blinds.
Obviously, Arseni favourite with the spades, but...
Naturally. Oh, and it'll be laughs. See the laughs. There's the first smile.
Насильно катает.
Расширим.
No? The table room for spades.
Посильнее будет.
Давай пусть трифовый. Ничей.
То есть ты удвоиться не хочешь?
Ой, не просишь тревогу?
Я за расход.
Свой не просит, кажется.
Henry. No. Will it be?
That's a fair fight.
Will it be?
1 heart and 2 spades.
They're all laughing. They all want the spade, apart from this man. He wouldn't mind seeing a heart on the turn. Make it a fair fight. Says Dimitri. Seni. Could he do this? This is cruel. Black card. Henry. He is now free rolling though. The backdoor heart's not materializing. Dimitri almost seems like resigned to the fact it's going to come.
Подготовлюсь.
This is standing up.
Спокойно выйти.
Pick up some equity.
Safe.
Saved.
Henry, that would have been cruel.
Столько нервов.
He didn't deserve that. No one deserves that.
No one deserves that, yeah.
Честно, туз дама было кушать. Sorry, guys, sorry. I understand. Sorry, Сергей.
Apologise to the rest of the table for not getting them a ladder, Henry.
Искренний вздох. Сдержался долго, но не сдержался. Ну а чё,
Не
понятно.
поэтому, что ты не вылетел.
Ну а чё, это нормально.
Поэтому я дал вздохнул.
против тебя болеет, да?
Ну очевидно.
I like this table.
Я за Диму болел.
They're having a great time,
Я, кстати, за Чиру тоже
enjoying the moment.
Ну, пацаны.
As they should. Playing out for big money here in Cyprus. Relish it.
Потрачен тут, короче.
Here's a man who is relishing it, rubs his hands together, gets ready to squeeze it out. But he's going to see 6-4 offsuit, which isn't a bad thing, Henry. He gets the fold under the gun. Maybe watch Carnage behind. And Artur, wow, how many times is this man going to pick up ace queen? Here he goes again from +1. And again, going for the 1.3 sizing, it looks like. Again, making it hard for the short stacks to peel, making it a little bit harder for Arseni to 3-bet. More costly if he was a 3-bet fold, I should say. Mechanical still 3-bet. Milos in the small. Can't do anything with his ace-3. Sergey, the shortest stack in the big with ace-5. And here we go. Making it that sizing just makes it so hard. Now he says all in, Henry.
Wow.
Дай шанс.
It's like, okay, let's just take it.
He's like, I've had enough. I'm the shortest. I've got an ace.
Всегда есть.
I've seen enough. Let's go. Artur, more than happy to oblige.
Small ace. Nobody cares about it.
Запускать любимая?
Everyone cares.
Единственное,
накручивать
кто
пять.
Ah, if you fold, you push? That's it.
5 любимая.
Yeah, of course.
Or if I didn't also not good.
7, 8,
Наших нет.
deuce. Just the 5 will do it. There are some backdoors.
3, 4,
nine.
5, 6.
A 6, a 3 or 4. We'll give
Yeah,
him
nice
some
one.
additional.
Девятка.
Pretty brutal to come in 1 of 9 to
Колдаутов получается.
potentially bow out in 7th.
Спарка там какая-нибудь.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
hello. Emergency outs.
Напоминает Дим, да?
Always nice to go from 3
4, да?
Как он, когда
to 11.
8, 3. I see.
Not one of them though.
No, not one of them. Sergey tapping the table. And off he trots, Henry, perhaps
Слишком на уверенности.
to the main event. Maybe to the
Most
pool.
likely.
Maybe to the beach. Maybe for some food. Who knows?
Maybe beach, shower, main.
Love that combo. 35k is what he gets as he removes that microphone pack. Tosses in his time bank chips.
Фразу не использовал.
It had to happen, Henry. There had to be a flurry of activity. We are down to 6. Confirmation of the 35k there. Confirmation furthermore that Dmitry Vitkin just nudging along there with his 7 blinds. Yurosov with 10. Milos with 7 himself. They've laddered once more.
There's 100 big blinds in play, James.
Yeah, I think
So
just over. I think 110.
106.
I think or something. Yeah, I remember there's about 55 million in play. I think.
Wow.
So yeah, this is the sort of Henry, as you well know, I always sort of say tournaments tend to end at the level where there's 100 blinds in play. That's always a good benchmark. This one, we're already there. 100 blinds in play. We're still going with 6 players.
That benchmark just created off of years of
Yeah,
coverage and
yeah.
experience
I
in
mean,
the booth.
you know, it's a guide. You'll get
Hey, if
some.
that was the case, you know how many hours we would have shaved off of our commentary
No,
careers?
we've had plenty of fun tables where it's finished with 200 blinds in play. And you get a runaway chip leader and they just smash it up, and you get some that go a lot deeper than that. But as a general rule, you look around 100 blinds. Someone's got 2-1 lead. They're playing like 35 effective. Arseni Henry with the 10-7-0 says, "All you boys can eat." You're not calling me here. Dmitry following the king 10. Milos following the queen 10. Look, two hands he dominates already fold. Dmitry looks down at 6-4 again. Back-to-back hands. He's peeled the 6-4-0. Yeah, local poker news here. Checking out what's going on with the main event. There are 106 entries so far on day 1A of said main.
Мы что-то договаривались с тобой.
Сколько осталось таймбанков?
The current chip leader Henry
Ты зачем?
is
Просто интересно.
Я
I believe.
надо, проверю.
the same Edward who
Проверю теперь.
won the EAPT, beating Pack heads up. I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Either way. Whichever one it is, he's 3 times the starting stack, 100k starting stack in that event. So more and more familiar faces filtering in as we hit the main event.
Is Pack going to put on another ICM masterclass and
Yeah.
ladder his way up to second, third in chips?
Just because you ladder up to second doesn't mean you can't win. You just get to final 2 and then you just decide to run good.
Dimitri with just 7
Pavel.
big blinds does take the spot.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
It's pretty
3,
grim.
5.
All in.
He says, let's go. I beat enough hands, and he
Right.
certainly beats this one. And so big as well, Henry. Not just to double up, but to almost knock someone out. The double benefit. Rather than just taking chips off the chip leader, you take chips off one of the other short stacks. They're more valuable, even though they have the same numbers written on them. Milos out in front with the King, Queen of Hearts. Will he hold? Dimitri will be left with not less than a blind. And he doesn't look too thrilled about that fact.
You covered?
No.
He does.
Dimitri saying no.
He does, though. 7-3 deuce. Backdoor spades. It's never easy. I like Milos. I like where he's at.
Dead on the turn. How about that?
Yeah. No hope. Milos with a double. Well, Dimitri walking away, but
to be honest,
we need to count it down.
you know, hey, I think you're covering me. That's the thing. I think.
Well, we're not sure. Maybe hang around. Invest a few seconds of your life, Dimitri.
Looks like
I love how he's just walking away,
Yeah,
dude.
you cover.
500.
I was talking to Henry, someone you'll know. Maybe not know personally, but be very familiar with in the shape of Dash Dudley this summer. I sat next to him in the PLO World Series, a man who's been smashing up the PLO events at the World Series. And he told me he kind of like walked out, I think it was in the 50k that he got second in, or maybe the 10k he won last year even.
Little more fun.
He got as far as the door thinking he was out and got called back. Found out he had shrapnel left and ended up turning it into a monster score.
No way.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Dash Dudley.
Dash Dudley.
He won the 10k PLO last year, got second in the 50k PLO this year. Won another PLO event, I think at Kings, the World Series 1. Guy's been crushing it. Dimitri down to just the one Sochi blind. It's not even true, he's got less than a blind. Yeah, Dash Dudley, man. I mean, you're a PLO man. How are you not on board with the crushing this man's been doing in the PLO streets? Let's have a look. What did he do? Yeah, 10k PLO. Oh, 2019, he won the 10k PLO. Second in the 50k PLO this year.
Oh yeah, he won a bracelet as well this year.
Yeah, and he's also got, he won a PLO bracelet at Kings as well. Man who loves your game. PLO. I say your game. Our game. You love the PLO. Dimitri all in with ace 10 for less than a blind. XP with a queen. Gets change.
Surprised that Arseni didn't
Yeah, I have to
open
confess,
range there.
I was scanning Dash's Henry results rather than looking at the hand in play. Alex B flopping a6. Are we to lose yet another player? This will be our real quick run of bust outs since the break.
Well, that was always going to be the case, wasn't it?
It really was. But the pace of which they've happened, I mean, we've played not even an orbit yet. Alex P. One card away from sending another one home. And yeah, Building his stack slightly up to 6.6. Now, Dimitri leaves. He's definitely covered this time, Henry.
Да.
There's
Now
no-
it's official.
Yeah, there's no need to check this one. And look at this.
Выкинул туда.
Look at this laddering
Обыграл.
here.
Yeah, so 65 now guaranteed for these final 5 players.
Dimitri, yeah, what laddering he's done here. 65k in the space of a few minutes. We had a break, he's come back, he's made 40k. Easy.
Easy as that.
Had one jam get through. First hand back, didn't he? I think it was first off. Yeah, it was the first hand back with his 9s after, or the second hand perhaps. And yeah, Henry pointing at the screen in front of me. Alto Marty Roshan, Arseni Kamachi, neck and neck atop the counts. Milos and Alex in the middle, tied up. And Yurosov, of course, on that shortest stack. Marty Roshan, Henry, with over 30 blinds. Are we about to see him slip it into top gear? He's the one to watch on any final table he makes, but especially in what is the warm-up rather than a super high roller that you might normally see him. Milos popping up ace 8 into Arseni in the big with 10-8. Arseni just letting it go, Henry, with the 10-8, showing a lot of respect to that open from the man off a middling stack. Alto popping it up. Oh, Henry. Henry. Are we to see the two big stacks? Play one out. Alto raising up King, Queen. Arseni, Queen, Jack in the small.
Not sure it's necessary for Arseni to tangle with Artur given the current dynamic. This, however, could get interesting.
Yeah, and I have to say, Milos has said it himself. I sense the players will be aware of this. He seems like the least concerned by us. He said, "Oh, I don't really play tournaments. I didn't know. I'd call with 8s here," and they were saying, "Oh, you shouldn't call with 8s." I wonder if his sort of laissez-faire attitude will perhaps see him get a little less respect in spots like this. He does just rip it in. Is this any decision here for Alto?
Like 8, yeah? I don't need exact count.
I assume he just has to fold this, Henry.
8 plus this, something like that.
8.5.
Does let it go.
King Queen suited have been an interesting spot there.
No, I don't think so. Not against Milos.
Arseni craning his neck, trying to get a view of the matchups Milos has in the small blind. Because, hey, he's going to want to jam the button very wide here. The shortest stack being in the big. knowing that Milos in the small is going to have to call very tight, especially now he must have what, close to 20 bigs, having just got a 3-bet jam through last hand. Alex P. I'm going to call him the roofer. He's so good at climbing ladders.
Alright, mate. Definitely going to use that one.
Ah, Henry. Surprise. Arseni just letting go of the 9-7 on the button with 20 bigs and a small micro stacking the big. But is it the situation where he just knows that Milos is going to do the job for him here? Potentially knock out Dimitri. I would have thought the 9-7 might go.
Wow, Dmitry Yursov's just had enough.
Yeah. I'd have jammed the 9-7. Is that wrong?
Yeah, not sure if 20 effective.
Well, this one will get jammed. I'm sure, Henry. The ace, jack. I say jammed, I mean. Say jammed, of course. There's a stack that covers in the big, or a stack that's equal in Artor. So, actually doesn't have the luxury of jamming anymore in these situations. Just has to raise that up. Dimitri laughs and gives up his small. Artor in the big. King 6 offsuit. Again, Henry, not really a hand we can play, right? With someone on 5 blinds, 4 blinds, you just swallow and...
You never know. Artur, not one to shy away from getting involved. Likes to play hands and...
Is this a case where
tango.
If he had like 50 blinds effective, maybe he calls because it's so hard for him to be all in by the river, but with sub 30, maybe just let it go.
Дмитрий, сколько у вас? 4,5 блайнда. 4,5 блайнда.
This is the Luxon Pay Mediterranean poker party here. The Merit. Hotels, casinos, but one resort. This is the Diamond Hotel, the new venue. It's luxurious. It's beautiful. And it's serving up some poker action for viewers at home to enjoy. As Dmitry Yurosov fires it across the line, Henry, with his 4 blinds and queen 3.
I love how quickly he just took the spot. It's like, in it goes.
Yeah, he hasn't had many. This is it. Draw my line here. And Alex Pack giving up 6-7. He gets one through, much to the
what a gangster.
Joy of Arseni. Arseni doesn't mind that. Keep the short stack in. Steal a couple of spots.
And full ante until the end, yes? Полный ante будет до конца.
Yurosov.
Ну там бывает иногда, что там...
Да, бывает, убирают.
Gets a reprieve for a moment or two.
Не убирают, по-моему.
Full ante, да?
Milos, Henry, Queen 9. I got excited because I saw Queen 9 suited, but it was, of course, Queen 9 offsuit. I just had very bad eyes. Does Dimitri go again?
King 5 for 7. Has more fold equity now than he did last time and says, let's run it.
Does indeed. Going to the chip leader. It's always a little intimidating. you can call slightly wider than the likes of Alex in the small here. Ah, but
Wow.
this, I
Talk
can't wait to see
about
Arseni's
timing.
face. Watch this. He's going to have a big smile there.
Talk about timing.
Alex is like, come on.
Понеслась.
Just find ace jack. Knock him out. Ladder me up.
Не надо, всё.
The roofer. He wants to get up there.
Давно не меняли.
Не трогайте форстека.
Или тот, кто портил карты, ушел уже.
Two jams through, Henry. Picks up a grand total of 5 blinds. Means he's nearly got 10 now.
Yeah, doubled up,
Heady.
uncontested.
Yeah, heady heights.
Picking up 1.25 each time.
This man, the biggest loser in that scenario.
About 10
He
million.
said.
Yeah, thank you.
With 10 blinds himself. Any else for the count? It's about 20 blinds. He's got jack 4 off in the small. Yeah, Alex to complete, throwing in one of those 500k chips. Minos 10-3-0. Kind of hand that in these situations, deeper in different scenarios, maybe the hand you attack a limp with, but with the 2 10 big blind stacks. Sat in here. I don't think he really gets to raise too much. So he checks his 10-3. How does this one play down, Henry? The old jack high v 10 high.
Good chance that we see Arseni stab flop here. Decides to knuckle on over to Milos. Checks back. Irrelevant 7 of hearts on the turn. Feel like somewhere
Okay, players.
money will be put in, especially on that river. Arseni just going to show down, or attempt to show down. It's jack high. We'll see if Minos allows that.
That's a mill. Does Arseni put the cape on Henry?
Be very, very surprised. Much rather hero with a hand like King Jack. So Milos, all of a sudden, in the conversation, 12 million.
Very much so. Man, you singled out the start of the day, Henry.
Yeah, Milos Skrbic, he's no stranger to deep runs in large field MTTs.
Alex P, 10 bigs, ace, queen. Good luck, my friends. Good luck.
Yeah, joint 5 of 5, tied with Dimitri in the big, I believe. Both playing. Okay, so Dimitri's slightly shorter.
Dimitri looks down at 6-4 a lot. I'm just going to say it. Give him some proper hands, guys. Well, actually, don't. He's done 5 with no hand. It's best for him to just be left to his own devices, it seems.
Arseni scanning around the table. He's opening into Artur's big blind. Just mulling over his options. He does just go for the jam. Aware of the fact that once this gets through Dimitri, you know, Artur's calling off range is going to be incredibly tight.
Yeah. Artur, with a big yawn. It's tiring winning all this money, isn't it, Henry?
It's not easy. He does seem to just run deep in everything that he touches.
Sunny, he's the one that's been up front all day long. Started with the chip lead, still has the chip lead. I don't think at any point has relinquished said chip lead. On a flip very early, knocking out Pavel Plusev. Dimitri, King 7 suited from the button. Good enough. And he's ripping into the stack he wants to rip into, Henry. The other shortee, pardon me. The second shortest, Alex P, who gives it up. And this merry-go-round continues.
Его так просто не выбьешь.
Ну, хочется.
Я профессиональный сидельщик. Артур в курсе, как бы. Я так просто. Турнирная жизнь.
Хедзап доиграете, он будет сидеть еще.
С тремя блайндами.
Another jam spot for Dimitri. This time he'll be significantly happier compared to, what was it, the King 3 jam and the
Queen 3 and
Queen 3,
King
7,
5,
whatever
King
it was.
7. Now it's
Round 5?
Ace 7. Does Artur want to take a pop? Not for 10 bigs, you'd think, and he doesn't. So Dimitri has got some phenomenal timing, Henry.
No longer the shortest stack at the table.
Boom.
Just like that. I got a funny feeling that, wow, okay, so now he has 12 bigs.
Heady heights.
Oh, he does take it. Everyone kind of just laughing, you know?
Pressure.
Like, someone gonna catch him? Oh, well, it's gonna be our man, Milos.
Well,
Is he gonna flick in the call?
I'm guessing he has to, Henry.
They did tell him earlier on that 8s is a fold.
Yeah. It's a little different.
Yeah, that was 8-handed.
Right. And it was against an early position jam, and he was in the small. This time he's covering. He's closing. He has 7s, and it's for 12 bigs. 11 bigs more for Milos. Chance to knock someone out.
Chips back into the stack.
I don't think he's folding this one, Henry. At some point, we've got to run it.
See what
Does-
Skirvich comes with.
Right. Does he perceive that Dimitri now has a non-all-in raising range? Now he's got 12 bigs. Does he think there's a chance he's just going to min
Yeah,
With-
potentially off of 12, yeah.
some stuff? If that's the case, if you can give him, like, you know, jacks plus minning, perhaps. Queens plus minning, maybe. This becomes a much easier call. He's still jamming those hands. He's going to have those wheel aces, certainly the suited ones.
Wonder what Dimitri's thinking, knowing that Milos is in the tank with the hand. It's just like, do we just want the call?
Well, you know you're not dominated.
True. I mean, this could be King Queen. Oh, he teased me again.
King, queens. Another time chip. It's the felt.
What was the line on them time bank boxes again? 700 euros. Remember that discussion in Madrid?
I very much do. Milos. Being tortured by this one. He's looking at pack stack. That's what he's focusing on. It is the shortest stack.
You want to sell?
Does make the call.
I like it. I'm in there, Henry.
Of course you're old school.
Punting. Chasing titles. What was I supposed to do? Calls with the 2-7s. Eurosov. Finally at risk, Henry. But in a flip to get to 12.5 million chips all of a sudden.
Does not look impressed at all.
Я так примерно и думал. С покетом.
Я думал,
Ну, с покетом.
plus
думал.
9S.
Не.
Well, it's great news for the others. Seeing a player at risk in a flip. And, well, the 9 deuce ace board
Интереснее были бы.
sees Milos become a pretty heavy favourite in this one. But, Henry, there's always a chance. The Jack of Spades. Backdoor Broadway.
Не было валетов.
It's calling for the jack. Oh, how about
Dead.
dead on the turn?
Twice Milos has done that, right?
В итоге ни одного коина и не
Killed
было.
them on the turn. Dead. Eurosov. They played with him. They teased him. They got him above 10 bigs. And then they sent him packing.
They did indeed. Merry-go-round.
And blinds going up, Henry, I think. I noticed in the background. Look, 37 minutes left on the clock, which means as a dealer change comes in here, confirmation Dimitri Eurosov out. Are blinds really going to go up to 300, 600? That is the case. Look at this. Alex Pack. Shortest, once again, 9 blinds.
Well, that makes that call all the more justifiable, IMO.
Well, look at that, though, Henry. We do have a new leader.
We do indeed. Milos Skirvich has been on an absolute tear since we returned from break.
Yep, a couple of knockouts. Dimitri Eurosov, the latest of those. Picking up $60,000. Right, that's some fine laddering he's done today. And he'll toddle off over to the main event.
Yeah, everyone else guaranteed $85,000 for their efforts so far. Last 5-figure payout of
Slumming it,
this
are they?
tournament.
Someone's got to slum it. Pack's the favourite to be the man, leaving with just a measly 5
I'll
figures.
tell you what, mate, it would not surprise me if Pack
Well, me neither. He's bossing it.
goes even further this time round.
Oh, is it? Okay.
How much you playing?
I had around 13 before the hand.
So Milos waking up with a
Well,
legit hand.
13, yeah?
Blind versus blind.
You said 15?
13.
Ah, 13.
See what comes here. Something in the form of 2.1 million. Not many time bank chips left, by the way. No, only one behind. Arthur looks amused. Not sure at what, but amused at something. 85,000 locked up for these final 4 players. In before blind versus blind collision.
All in.
He just rips it from the small with the ace king. Arthur's quite happy looking.
Pre-flop is the hardest street for you, yeah? All time bets.
Wow.
Needles.
Tell me about it. That's
Not used to these sizes. Text sizes. That's why. Been too long.
has been. Been 3 years.
Pack's used to it.
I had such a drunken night out with Milos, mate. Jesus. Oh man, I went. It was like the last time I ever got drunk. Actually, I think went absolutely missing in action. Woke up next day, no phone, no wallet, no nothing.
Nice. That's a proper session.
Yeah, that was when I was like, you know what, I need to make some changes.
Sounds like to me you're on the right path.
Oh boy.
Here we go then. I see.
Oh,
Arthur
boy.
with the 3-bet jam. Alex going to squeeze down the 7-6
Alex
suited.
P.
And he's going to be ecstatic when he sees this
Alex
snap call.
P. How do you do it, sir?
Arthur, Marty Roshan, a moment ago was effectively tied for the chip lead.
Yeah.
Is,
Не надо было вставать.
well,
Совершил ошибку.
the big favourite to bust out in fourth,
Встали
Henry.
только те, кто снизу выставляются.
It's funny.
Huge pot here for Arseni if he were to hold as well. 25 million chips he'd taken to a three-handed match with pack on dust. He'd be
И covered me.
able to take advantage of the situation. Flip side, of course, is if it goes wrong here, he'll be the shortest stack. And Ultimati Roshan.
After just needling so they don't understand their pre-flop spots.
Back doors, Henry. 7 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 10 of hearts.
Nah, let's just
Those are
go
the
for
spicy ones.
9 of spades.
7 of hearts.
Yeah, Michael's on the same page as me. That's the one he wants. Henry says 9 of spades just to end it. Well, another ace. Some chop chances. He'd take it. What he really wants, though, is one of those 8s. Arseni, 1 card away from a commanding lead. And that's the situation. Artur Marty Roshan, the high-stakes crusher, the killer, out in fourth. Henry, Pack does get that 6-figure payday. Who knew?
Pack is just
He's the roofer.
an ICM ninja.
He is the roofer, I tell you. 7 bigs. And he finds himself in the 6-figure club. Ultimate Iteration, 85k for his efforts. A fair result, one would think, coming into this final table. It was all up in the air. Could have gone either way. And now, he for sure will be heading straight to the main event. I doubt he's even going to go to the bathroom, Henry. He's just going to go, yep, deal me in. Let's go. Start owning souls out on the floor. 125 locked up. 190 is what second place will get, but the winner is going to walk away with 310,000. And it's close between Milos at the moment and Arseni, but can Pack do it?
That's some insane laddering there. 40k jump, then casual 6. What's 65k between friends? And $110,000. Sorry, $120,000.
Pack's
heads up match.
Pack's now basically 200k for the trip in cashes. 67k the other day.
Yep.
Plus his 125. Plus he cashed the open for about 6k. So I think he's pretty much bang on the old 200k mark already. We've only got it's the 2K. I mean, there's 5Ks, 10Ks, all sorts coming up. Before we even delve into Triton, maybe I'll have a dabble there with all this newfound wealth.
Yeah, certainly seems to be very aware of how to approach all different spots, both with chips, without chips, and has great awareness of how ICM works.
So you're doing a stock take. It's a lot, my friend, it's a lot. It's a lot of physical
How
chips.
much you have, like 3 million? 4?
3.
Okay, Henry. I'm going
have
to start
like
putting you in
close to
spots
30.
here.
Yeah, close to.
Just start putting me in spots here.
Like, are these two close enough in chips, in terms of Arseni and Milos, that if it folds here, for example, which I'm assuming it will with Pac having 65 offsuit, and Arseni jams the small, does Milos get to call with quite a few more hands? Because by calling and winning, he nearly always wins the tournament.
Not too sure, James, to be honest with you. I haven't exactly studied the one guy on 6 bigs. Me and my buddy on 40 bigs. And in it goes.
Well, he's going to call this one.
No delay.
Take a shot at getting it heads up, Henry. Alex P. I'm going to say finally all in at risk, because I don't think that's been the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe wrong. Correct me if I am.
I don't think he's been all in at all. I think he just got jams through.
It's just a master. An absolute master. But he's got his work cut out here. He needs a 5 or 6. 5 on the win, though. And diamonds.
Wow.
Just the black ace or 8. Milos is not looking good.
Jack of spades for a sweat.
There is the dirty weight. The king jack run out. Henry saying,
Oh,
the
hello.
black ace. Milos.
Wow.
He's the master of the all-ins.
The
Back.
resuck, though.
Yeah. Plenty of outs still, Henry. Plenty of outs.
32%. Any 6-5 or diamond.
Red card not to beat. Alex P. The roofer. Out.
Fuck, I have to stop drinking if I win this tournament. This is first time ever I'm playing sober. Like,
Did I tell you the other, like, one of my most drunken nights out ever?
What a
With
character.
it's really crazy.
What a character. And well, what a flurry of play we've had here, Henry. In just over a level, we've gone from 8 players to 2. And these two are going to go on a short break. When we come back, it'll be Arseni with the chip lead, holding 49 blinds. Playing Milos with 38. And they'll be playing for $120,000 difference. And of course, the Mediterranean Poker Party warm-up Champions Trophy. Join us in 8 minutes. And a warm welcome back to the Merit Royal Diamond Resort here in northern Cyprus. It is, of course, the Luxon paid Mediterranean Poker Party. Well, it looks warm out, but it's warmed up considerably here at the warm-up final table, because if you blinked, you missed it. We went from 8 down to 2 in a matter of just a level. And it is Milos Surovic starting from behind. But it's pretty close. 23 plays 29 million. And Arseni Komatsi, who began the day as chip leader, lost the chip lead very briefly, but has been effectively the chip daddy all day. He begins the match out in front. Trophy on the table. Those are the players who've departed. Pac, the roofer, I've decided to call him, laddering up once again on the final table. Second in the EAPT, pardon me. Third in this warm-up. He also got deep in the open, so 200k already locked up for him this trip. Artur Marty Roshan, the headliner, if you will, on this final table. Man with so much experience. He came fourth for 85,000. Dmitry Yurosov, he went laddering, and laddering he did well. 60k he picked up, and the rest you can see there. Of course, Pavel Plusev out ages ago, it feels like. He busted in the first orbit, the rest busting in the last level. It looks like we are about to get underway. 3-6.
Ну, на всякий случай, потому что структурки, конечно, быстрые.
300, 600. And of course, the big blind ante still at 600k. Forcing the players into action from the button. Basically, you can't fold. There are no two cards you want to fold from the button in this big blind format. Big blind ante format, pardon me. Well, it's certainly a hand you don't want to fold from the button. Milos with ace 9. And the first hand, a heads up. He's going to come in with a min raise. Set the tone, perhaps. Notte Degliassi. That was our event just a few days ago. We had a fitting Italian champion. And we are to receive a new champion today. There's Arseni. Well, his first button of the heads-up match. He's going to pop up with his King 9. And Henry, he'll get a little welcome from Milos.
Well, indeed. Milos, potentially a changed man after this tournament, James. No longer going to drink, which I don't believe, you know, hailing from Serbia. I'm half Serbian. I think he'll continue.
Here he goes. And yeah, he did say, obviously, when they got heads up, he goes, this might be the new me. First time I'm not drunk in a tournament. And heads up. And he's putting on his opponent. So he raised the button 1. 3 bets from the big blind wins. Leveling up the stacks, pretty much, I think.
Everybody welcome.
They'll be near enough dead even, I think, with those 2 little exchanges. As we see yet another one of these Lux on Pay Mediterranean Poker Party trophies. Everything represented. You got the Merit Pogo logo. Merit Pogo? Merit Poker logo. Lux on Pay logo on there as well. There's all sorts going on here. Branded to the hilt. This gaff is Henry.
Yeah, loads of different festivals in this one. Yeah, loads of different people here representing the different festivals.
Love it. Love to see a little amalgamation, a coming together of brands. Luxon, of course. Partnered with all said brands. You want to play in these events? Just easy. Just throw the money on Luxon. Jump on a plane. And, well, I was needling the likes of Mr. Warburton, Mr. Farrell yesterday with the old. Oh, you just press the buy again tab, do you? Just press buy again. That's how you re-enter. You just go back to the page and press buy again, and in you go. They just print it in your seat and back into the action you go. Speaking of back into the action, Milos picking up a gut shot to go with his live for a heart draw. I mean, Arseni holding a king, and like I say, these guys even in chips starting this hand. Whoever wins this one will therefore be a comfortable leader in this match. Henry, we got a top pair. We're in a heads-up match. We can't fold on the turn, can we?
No, but we are facing a pot-sized bet, and it's never comfortable. Milos, he's looking for the nice little deuce of diamonds, isn't he? That's the card he wants to see. Do it dirty. There are a lot of cards that will win it for him. That's not one of them. No, and when you pot turn, you kind of really narrow your opponent's range down to pretty strong hands, right? So it's hard to fire again the third time. Opponent can be trapping you. Worst way, you think they've got to have a king. Of course, when you bet into that range, it shows immense strength yourself, so.
If he is to bet here, Henry, is it the overbet? Is it the jam?
I'm not sure this is the hand you want to deal with. Wow,
Oh,
he's
no.
used his last time bank.
I'm not saying he will, but I'm saying if you bet here, is this a situation where we can bet smaller, or do we just rifle?
I think on mono boards, we don't necessarily need to go big in order to polarize. Wow.
He does it.
Sicko.
He fires it all in, Henry. Oh, I love this. Milos in a hurry.
What?
And I mean, can Arseny call? I mean, can he?
What?
This must be like the worst hand he's got to river with, right? King no kicker. I suppose maybe he's going to have some like 10x with a heart, like the Queen 10 with the Queen of Hearts, 10-9 with the 9 of Hearts, but he gets to have 2 pairs. He gets to have flushes. No, he's lining them up. He knows it's going to take a moment. He has plenty of time bank cards remaining. Milos, of course, none. After using it up on this hand. Which, does that factor in, Henry? Does he even think, well, actually, my opponent has no time bank cards left anymore? That gives me a big edge in this match if I fold here and carry on playing.
Yeah, that's true.
I just wonder, I've never been in a position where I've had to factor that into the decision, and I wonder if that is the case here.
Yeah, and I wonder if the pressure will get to Milos at all. With him running out of time bank chips.
We've seen him struggle. With some
this
decisions.
could just be over within a couple of hands of heads up play.
That'd be amazing. Really would be incredible if he found this call. I don't think he can call Henry. It's just the third hand of heads up. Milos wins the first 2. And Arseny feel like he's getting steamrolled. No, he's staring at his opponent. Opponent giving nothing away. He blocks the top pair, but no heart in his hand. At this point, Milos.
Such a narrow range of hands that you want to be doing this with.
Yeah, I don't think you can call Henry.
Be waiting to get the feedback from whoever it is on his rail, if anyone.
And now we do have separation. Milos with over 30. 3-2 lead. He's feeling blue on this very blue stage.
After folding top pair.
He put through the ringer. It's a little worse when he gets the news. If he gets the news with the game still going, of course, maybe he just, maybe just wins before that happens. All right, Arseny, his go, popping up from the button. He's 0 for 3 in heads-up hands. Can he get off the mark? Milos defending ace-3. Jack 5-5. Milos still out in front, and one assumes we'll be calling at least once with the ace-high on this paired board. Everything going Milos at the moment, Henry.
It's so far. I mean, it makes it a lot easier to cool down with now, right?
Yeah. I think Arseny's just in a turmoil. You've folded the big blind to the first open. The next hand you open, you get 3-bet. Then you call and get 3-bet barreled and have to fold top pair. Is this perhaps like a little bit of... Could there be frustration creeping in? Fires the second bullet. I try and make some ace highs fold, some king highs fold. But this queen 6, Henry, doesn't strike me as the finest hand to be taking this line with. But then
these guys are just trying to get heads up play over and done with as quickly as possible.
wow, and he He gets the fold. He bet big. Henry bet nearly pot. Milos calling the flop with ace high, and then improving. Feeling like the need to fold.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Sorry.
1.2 for Milos from the button. That's the min raise Arseny with.
Are we sure that the blind level's half?
I assume they do. They have every event so far, so I don't see any reason why they would change now. But I think they only just started this level, so they're going to have best part of 40 minutes at 3-6.
That's an action flop.
It is
For
indeed.
these two hands.
Open in there for Milos. Flush draw. For Arseny. I kind of like Milos plays a very nice clip anyway, but it is going to be interesting without a time bank. Arseny puts him in some more complex spots.
I think especially when like the pressure is on in the form of pot size bets.
Well, we saw that he just had to give up the turn
Just
3.
don't really have much going your way in the
Milos?
form of breaking down intricate parts of the game tree.
Still out in front with the 8 high, Henry.
He is indeed, but I don't think Arseny's ever going to show down 3 high should it go check on the turn.
Right.
Gonna come with the lead instead. Okay.
Bottom card pairing. This card he gets to have a lot. Leaving the big check called flop. Gonna mix that in by firing off some of his worst draws, and there's no worse draw than 3 high flush draw, Henry. And aware that his opponent's going to check back a lot.
I disagree.
Oh, you do?
Full 3 offsuit for the bottom end of the gut shot. It's the worst draw that I can think of.
He's putting me in the bin, guys.
You just got binned, mate.
Got binned. It's been coming.
MPP warm-up. 2K 2 mil. Going to be taking a couple of days off.
There are, aren't there?
And then back for main event coverage later on in the week.
Yeah, I know we've got the main event on the 3rd, the Hubber on the 4th, but we do have, I believe it's the Poker News Cup final table coming up in the interim.
You are right, my friend.
Should be on the 1st.
It's on Thursday.
Milos popping up 7-8-0 and Arseny with his favourite hand, Henry. The deuce 3 suited. Oh, heart in the window. I thought he was going to flop another flush draw. But not to beat. Jack 7-6 Milos. Got his man pretty dead here. Does decide to check back that second pair though. And, well, Henry, I say got him pretty dead, but chase back to 7. Picks up a heart draw. Then he checking again. Does he check here? Just hoping to see it go check behind? Does he have devious thoughts? checking 3 high when you want to see a river, Henry, is always a interesting one. Does he check raise?
No. Feels like it would be incredibly out of line to come with a check raise and not get to realise your equity.
I'm just surprised you didn't lead, that's all, Henry, when your opponent checks back flop. You got 3 high on the turn, and calling with 3 high out position is rarely a move that's going to work out. Here we go. Here we go, Henry. Here we go. He can't be check calling 3 high. Clicks the button, pops it up to 5 mil, and again, Milos. No time banks, Henry. Now he's in a tough spot.
Now this is where the pressure really starts to, yeah.
He had a quick look at the look, 15 seconds. That's all you got to make this decision. And he lets it go. Nicely done. Oh, Senny. Love it. Love it. These guys, they're not quietly probing. They're throwing haymakers. Now Senny retakes the lead. And flicks in a couple of 500k chips. Milos will defend with a dominated 6-5 of diamonds, but although it's dominated, Henry, it just looks a lot nicer than the Queen 6 offsuit. And diamonds in abundance on the flop. Flush draw for Milos. I'll see you there with the Queen of Diamonds. There's some situations where this could get spicy.
I could certainly see him firing out a C-bet here.
Goes big 2 into 3.2. Have some of that. Trying to go off those 8s, trying to make some gut shots fold, I guess, Henry.
Yeah, Arseni really aware of how to exploit this time bank situation in the form of just relentless pressure being shown so far. Be wise for Milos to start using his 30 seconds pre-flop to start thinking about future streets.
Right, in situations like this where he's pretty much snap checked the turn, maybe Tang can think what he's going to do to certain sizes.
Yeah.
Balancing that, obviously.
Yeah, snap tanking, regardless of whether it's just like a very standard spot, you know, always going to be checking on this turn with range, but still. Let's think about how to proceed.
Arseni just beasting him. King on the turn goes, you got a jack, you got an 8, what are you going to do here? And you got flush draw, you're in the bin. Got a straight draw, you're in the bin. And like we keep saying, you call this and then you're going to have to call off the river potentially with no time. Obviously Milos with the 6 high diamonds. He's, well, just forced to, one assumes, Henry, let's go. But maybe he's going to do something super creative.
Yeah, signs of frustration being shown.
Love this match so far, Henry. They're really going after each other. Just barrels and barrels.
Early signs of frustration being shown from Milos. Maybe thinking back to some of those time bank cards being used earlier on throughout the day.
Yeah, used like 4 or 5 of them before calling off, what, 12 bigs with 7s. It's the one that speaks to my mind. I bet he'd love to be able to go back and snap call that. Oh! Milos with the aces. Arseni with king 9 suited, Henry. These are some delightful looking hands. I mean, one slightly better than the other. Milos raised 100% of buttons. And Seni collecting. It's a cool. Slightly weaker, may have 3-bet, I guess. Or maybe not. 30 bigs deep.
Not heads up.
Yeah.
Oh, what a boring flop dealer.
I was getting excited. Seemed to be beautiful
So
hands.
was I.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, the one blind bet. And King 9 of spades doesn't fare too well on this Queen 6-3.
It doesn't, but again, I'd like to see Milos really starting to use his full 30 seconds here, because even in a spot like this, where he feels like, okay, with range, mono, gonna just c-bet one big, like, what do we do versus check raise? You know, let's think about some future street playability.
He's doing a little stock take, which also takes time.
Yep.
Gets the realization he holds 18 million and
chip
a 5
bet.
pot. It's kind of fun as well when your opponent keeps just betting pot and you get to bet pot with a hand.
This is been a pretty exciting heads-up match. Thick and fast, these boys coming with it.
Yeah, they're giving up nothing. They're fighting for everything.
Arseni furious. Turns a gut shot. So are we close to even-ish? If I'm not mistaken.
I love this. Just smiling at each other. No words said. Just little grins.
I think that's a smile of he knows that I know kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm out of time banks, he gets to apply pressure, what can I do? Just laugh about it.
Also the fact they just played a few hands in a row where they've just bet pot on the turn into each other. It's like, yeah, we're playing here. We're not. I'm about to say we're not limping in and checking down, but here we are limping in. Seni with Jack 7 of hearts, trying to deviate from his 1.3 strategy. 1.3 be 1.3 million rather than 1.3 blinds. Ace 9 4, both with Jack high, but both with a backdoor flush draw.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There's some real street poker being played between these two, I'd say that much.
Haymakers.
Big fan. Big fan.
Haymakers. Remember, Seni limped a button. Milos checked. Now
never
it's a check
fold.
raise,
Yeah,
ace
yeah,
9
yeah,
4.
yeah.
It's like,
we're
not
not
going
going
pal?
anywhere, mate.
You're
like,
repping the ace 4 or the 9 4, and that's about it.
He's going to raise some 9x of value.
Hello.
For sure.
Hello, Arseni sticking around, picking up hearts on the Queen of Hearts turn. Milos, well, he had a myriad of backdoor options, the 3, the 5, the diamond, but none of those have materialized.
They have not. Still trying to convince Arseni that he found the value check raise with a 9 and is continuing on this turn. The sick thing is this is going to go float, float.
Yeah.
Check, give up. Potential jam.
Maybe he goes float, float, and then
jam.
Maybe just Milos just jams on the river when the heart's missing. Have that. Is it a spot where he should perhaps call quicker because his opponent then has less time to think? With the time banks?
I was wondering whether it's like a jam spot, just take it down right here, right now.
All right. Jack 7 high is the best of these two hands. This is the first time Arseni limped, remember. He raised every button. Open limps. Bets the flop, gets check raise, calls. Calls the turn bet. And now you're in Milos' shoes going,
All in?
wow! Milos! I love it. I love this guy, Henry. All in.
What is going on, mate? These guys have got the main event to jump into or something.
Look at his little
like,
grin.
They're just
The ace.
absolutely going for it.
Henry, he went 3 streets with the ace 4 with the 4 of hearts. He's just gone 3 streets with jack deuce on ace 9 4.
I haven't seen heads-up poker being played like this in a long time.
This is old school.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
This is old school. I mean, this is just like stick your charts.
Oh,
where the sun
for
don't
sure.
shine.
Good luck trying to break these down. Some real street poker being played by these two gentlemen. As Milos takes a commanding chip lead.
Yeah, back to 3-2. He was there a moment ago. It went swung back the other way to Nelios, only having 3-2. Back we are here. Milos, the man with no time banks, popping up the 8-3 off. Arseni with a hand he needed last time. 9-4 would have been useful.
4.5.
And here we go.
This is unbelievable, mate.
Love this.
I hope the people at home are enjoying this. Have no way to interact with the viewers this time round, but these two just putting on a show.
Those are the words I wanted to use. What a treat for us at the Luxon Pay Mediterranean Poker Party to have these two battling it out, playing a heads-up match for the difference of 120,000. They both locked up 190. But we are playing for 310. 150 plus buy-ins for first prize in this one.
Yeah, especially given how, you know, from 9-handed to heads-up was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Because of the ICM cage.
It was interesting.
Get this treat.
But we didn't get to see anyone flex their muscles and show some flair.
Yeah,
it was more about just understanding ICM. And here we're going to see flair. And this is just beautiful. Milos was like, well, you 3-bet me, pal. I 3-bet you the next hand.
Yeah.
As it happens, got ace-queen.
Fantastic.
But it looks like they just... You know, these guys won't know any hands yet because they only just started playing heads up 10 hands ago.
You know, it just won't surprise me if the final hand of the tournament is just like an absolute blow-up and like a light cool-off. Given the way these two have been playing.
I mean, he's thinking about this.
First 3-bet from Milos. Quick dealer change. Does that mean that the blinds are going up?
No, just be the... I don't think anyway. They started this... They are going up. Wow, there you go, Henry. 4-8, as if we needed more action. They are indeed going up. Arseni, 27 piece. Milos with 38. Well, this is going to take 2 medium strength hands pre-flop. My feeling now, Henry, because they're battling.
2 medium strength hands.
We don't need a cold deck for this one.
No.
We need 1 medium strength hand and 1 bad hand.
I'm leaning more towards...
Yeah.
Yeah, just like blow up on one hand and mid pair on the other. This has been fantastic. It's what I'm always asking, like, you know, rooting for is this kind of poker. Heads up. From an entertainment point of view, just highly entertaining.
You have about 20?
Yeah, 20. Almost even. Huh? Almost even 20.
Okay. All in?
Well, go. Milos just ripping it. Ace 3. Oh, not enough of an ace to be making the call.
Oh, you got to peek the first one there.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, like when nothing like can change and your opponents put you all in, just like sweat it with them. Then again, we are playing for 120k and maybe my playful approach isn't really well versed in this environment.
I'm sitting on the button. to complete. Sub 30. I assume we're going to see more of that. 9 flips a piece on a 10-8-3. Doesn't mean a lot in this match though, because they go after each other. And well, Henry, he checked back the pair. He's allowed Milos to catch a king. And he bets big, 2 into 2.4. Draws all over the shop with king 10, 8, 2 clubs.
All over the gaff.
Go nowhere with a pair for 1 bet. Maybe go nowhere with a pair for 2 bets, Henry.
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Parachute. There it is.
So, Emilo's going to come with something in the form of like half pot? Maybe
Right.
2/3, like something around 4 mil?
I mean, it is plausible he's up against a 3 here, isn't it? His opponent's limped in. And people in anti-play are going to limp in a
close
lot of
to
hands.
pot.
He's then
What?
checked back turn.
Makes sense given...
But given the flow.
Yeah, given the flow, yeah. I've been bombing every spot. This time when I actually have the goods.
Like I said, they've both been bombing. That's the thing. So the bet sizes have been huge. Arseny. Take a moment. Take a time bank. And then rifle it in. Oh, he just calls. Okay.
Oh.
And
Thinking about raising or not.
I was thinking what happens if you jam, to be honest, when I saw 3. I was already thinking.
yeah, I mean it's plausible. He's limped in the button. He's checked back flop and he's called turn. A 3 is an entirely plausible
For
hand
sure.
for him to have.
Yeah, for sure.
You expect him to bet an 8. Certainly bet a 10. 3's reasonably likely.
Big fan of both these guys.
Milo's just loving it when he gets called. He gets just called. He's like, right, I got a king. That's got to be good. Because a better king kind of
I
snap
hate
calls.
that, yeah. I hate that personally when that happens.
Yeah, because you think a better king's going to snap call me. So when the person tank calls, it must be good. But actually they're tank calling because they're thinking about tank raising. And in my mind, he should be raising a 3. I mean,
Yeah.
we're scared of the monster under the bed if we're not raising there, I think. But hey-ho.
I had that the other day in the
Playing
cash
around
game.
20 years.
Yeah.
Where I value bet river with the worst boat. Happens.
Was it the case of your opponent's tanking, thinking about raising and decides just to
No,
call?
no. His boat was a genuine bluff catcher. Just I misinterpreted the strength of my opponent based off of his turn sizing. So when he checked to me, I was just like, okay, well I have a. What on earth is going? Mate, can we just take a minute to really appreciate these two?
Was it a limp? Was it Milos limp this from the button?
No. Oh, okay, maybe. Right. That makes sense then.
Limp and pop it up to 4.5 blinds.
I understand now. I thought it went open 3 bet. I was
Yeah.
like, come on.
I did as well, but it's only the raise sizing that.
All in.
Yeah, the limp jam.
Gang.
These guys are brilliant. They should.
They really are.
We should have some more of this. All smiles. Why wouldn't you be smiling? 190k locked up. So much of the English language, or so much of human communication, I should say, is non-verbal. I've seen that here between these two because they're just constantly looking at each other, smiling, grinning, sharing the moment.
Check.
Nine, 6, 4. Arseny limping from the button once more. And it checks through for once. These two aren't throwing punches at each other. Checks all the way through, and Arseni's going to bet him. Really? Purple hand to be up against, because... Oh, no, not the purple hand to be. Milos makes the call with Queen High.
Gangster.
Let's see what you got here, pal. You're trying to bluff me off Queen High and King High. Didn't work. Reasonably
не убивая даму хай.
fair. I mean, 9 pairing up didn't make a lot of sense. 6
Надо
may have bet
подумать.
before then. Can't imagine your opponent's going to be betting ace high for value. Milos completes the button, and it's Arseni with an ace in the big and dominating his opponent's king deuce. He decides to knuckle with a hand this strong. Playing sub 30, don't want to raise and have to fold. And well, Milos flops best on the king 10-6. This is where it gets hard. You've got ace high, no kicker. No backdoor, and you're up against an opponent who just keeps dropping the hammer on you.
And naturally not going anywhere just yet with the ace high.
No, pretty ugly looking card if you're holding the ace high here. 9 of spades, completing some of those straight draws, giving pairs to some of those straight draws.
Everything getting there.
Yeah.
All the gut shots and straight draws getting there in the form of either a pair or better.
It's like the wettest card in the deck, isn't it? The 9 of spades on that board.
And a quick fold from Arseni.
Players scanning around the room because there's a lot more going on than just this heads-up match. The main event has begun.
What's
It
the
is-
delay on this stream, by the way? I have no idea. On YouTube. You
Don't know, maybe it's
I'm just wondering.
half an hour.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's about half an hour. They're curious. They want to have a look. That's why. They want to know, are these hands out there yet?
Main event, Jorstad takes a seat. I bumped into him on break. Guess what, James? I said to him, you selling anything? Selling me a piece? He's like, nah, I think I'm going to take 100% of myself in this one.
It's going to have a gamble, huh?
Which is hilarious given that just 2 months ago he was selling the 5Ks and 10Ks. Now he's just like, nah, I'll take it all.
Over 100 in that. On day 1A. Needs 1,000 players to hit the guarantee. Arseni betting king high on this queen 5-3 when check 2. Milos sticking around with that second pair and backdoor hearts.
Players and dealers, in the Plutonium's Cup, we have a new bilateral small blind 300, big blind 600, and the 600. 366.
Milos betting 2.2 when checked 2 on the river. That 5 looking pretty nutted right now. And normally I'd say, oh, I'm just going to swallow this one with the king high. But the way these guys have been playing, nothing would surprise me, Henry.
The annoying thing is you're blocking the hands that you actually beat, like 7-4 and 7-6.
Mm-hmm.
So that's if, you know,
Кикер плохой.
we're only giving Milos credit for those bluffs, and he's going to have some other floats with backdoor Bangkok value.
There it is. Trophy for the 2K buy-in MPP warm-up. It comes with a lot more than 2K though. $310,000 is the first prize of this event. Milos completes button with 10-3 off, and Arseni with 7 deuce off in the big. This guy's not exactly nutted in this spot.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Good shot for Arseni. Render for Milos.
A little something to whet their appetites.
See what Milos comes with. Comes in with half pot. Arseni going to quickly get out of there. So 2-1 chip lead now for Skrbich.
It's the biggest we've seen.
Really is. And a resume that James Dempsey and I went over earlier on, for those of you fresh in here. Runner-up in the WPT 5 Diamond, came 5th in WSOP Europe main event, the year that Jack Sinclair took it down, I believe 2018 if I'm not mistaken. Final table the WSOP main event in 2019.
His last recorded cash.
Last recorded cash, that is
been chilling.
It's pretty insane. And he's been very honest about not being comfortable with this stack depth, alluding to being a cash game regular. I think that he's known for.
Yeah, he's a cash game regular with a couple of 7-figure scores. Don't worry about it. Don't believe a word of it, Henry. Although having said that, those two of the tournaments with the best structures, or deepest structures, I should say. Because best isn't always long. But two is the deepest structure for the main event, certainly. 5 diamonds also. Very slow tournament. Favours those cash game players a little bit more.
Luca Stenovato, one of the chip leaders out there in that 5K main. Bottom pair for Arseni. Just queen high for Milos. Bottom pair will be good at showdown, unless Milos decides to turn his queen high into a bluff instead.
Blocky.
Arseni not allowing him to.
Again, these are the kind of fun spots when your opponent doesn't have a shot clock. Doesn't have a time extension, I should say. You bet one blind on kind of one minors.
Same hand I have.
Referencing the
I
Queen
think-
Deuce high he called with last time. And this time, Queen Deuce not good.
Oh.
Milked him.
Would be strange to work twice.
Love it.
Well, I'll be damned, James Dempsey.
Yeah.
Love it. Get looked up.
I'll be damned.
These
What
guys.
a lad.
The first one is way easier than second one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Arseni is actually in agreement there.
Thing is, if you call twice with Queen Deuce high and you win both, you basically won, haven't you? The other guy's going to be in the bin. He's going to break his soul.
How does he do it? Just shows up.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Your next cash is 6 figures in a 2K.
Just looking at the final table of the 5 diamond that Munoz came runner-up in. It's the one Dylan Lind won, as you mentioned earlier on, Chewy. See Patrick Mahoney, Joe McKeon.
Oh, Arseni
36.
with the aces here after Minos just limped the button. Unfortunately for the aces.
Ah, it's okay.
Minos not going to be able to play. Both had aces in this match. In this match, you get out the aces. You get very excited because they've both been.
Oh, okay. Turbo.
Yeah.
Wow, blind's going up
Well, there we go.
to 500k, 1 mil.
Because it's heads up, 20-minute levels, and they got heads up rather than the 40 it was early in the tournament. So they're the best part of a 40-minute level. 3-6, they pay 4-8 for 20 minutes. Now 501 mil.
Yeah, it goes very fast.
I don't think either of these players mind
They
that.
did it to me, same on the 5 diamond, also played like very turbo.
Mm-hmm. You played heads up in 5 diamonds?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, oh, you can play. Okay.
Don't know if Arseni knows that. But
Yeah. He's like, oh,
the sickest
They
flex.
top level like pretty hard, I think.
The sickest one would be now. It's like, yeah, and you know, the WSOP main final table as well. That was just, yeah, so tiring. Don't know if Arseni is aware
Oh,
of
yes. Sorry.
who Minos is.
Да, Коля?
501k. 501k? 501 mil. That's the current situation. Yeah, I was just looking. Just in comparison. Arseni's last Henry Mob Cash. It was an online event, but $526. A bit less than $1 million. Milos was up to, well, 8 deuce V8s. I mean, not to be sniffed at. Arseni did win the EPT Sochi main event back in 2018 for just shy of $500,000.
How about this?
Well,
Case 8.
yeah. ninth appearance of the 8 of clubs on board. Perhaps a very profitable one for Milos, depending on how this runs out. Queen of clubs. Bad card for the 8 deuce, certainly, Henry. Queen jack, jack tens, queen tens, club draws, everything getting there. Checks through. So Arseni going to go for another one of his little block bets, do you think, Henry? Did it last time with a 7 on 7, 8,
true,
9
that
jack
is true,
something.
yeah.
And if he does it, will he start second guessing himself when he gets raised? I think that could be the situation here, Henry. We could see it. Here we go. He's bet 1 blind. We're going to see a raise. And is he going to second guess himself?
Level himself into thinking that Milos is at it just because of how thinly he blocked earlier. What if he comes with the bet 3 bet? That would be the sickest thing.
Here we go. Milos looks like making it 5.5.
Like Milos has capped himself on the turn.
Yeah.
You can never have a flush. Do you know, I actually think he's gonna do it.
Wow.
It's like you've capped yourself, mate. You never have flushes here.
Henry is calling for it. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, the way these two have been playing. It's also nice blocking some of the side calls. Like ace-8.
The ace-8 being the primary one, right?
Yeah. Ace-8 maybe being the only one. I know Arseni's a sicko. I know he's definitely capable
just gonna fold this one, isn't he?
of coming after this spot. Oh no, James Dempsey.
He makes the call. He wants to see it. Bad news for Arseni.
Well,
Milos tables the sets.
Biggest blow of this heads-up match thus far, James.
Yeah, that's a big one. You see Milos stacking up all of the chips. Has a 40-14 lead. Biggest disparity we've seen. Is that the first leg knocked out from underneath Arseni? Is this going to be too hard for him to come back from? Well, he's going to have a chance here with 14 blinds and King Jack. Milos with 8-3 of diamonds. Happy to check it back, see a flop. In the ace-9-5. Should mean no action. But with these two, you never can be sure. And like I say, there may well be some action on this as it checks through and Milos picks up a gut shot draw. That's 2.5 million. Surely Arseni would just King Jack, no draw. Sure, he can be ahead of some stuff, but I think perhaps he just has to swallow it.
Arseni may be frustrated and just take the open jam spot.
Yeah, I can see why you wanna get maxed, don't you, with the King Jack? Oh, let's take his chances pre-flop if possible. To give Milos a chance to rip it in. Queen 9-7. Milos playing with the 8 of hearts, Henry. Backdoors, and backdoors only. Arseni with second pair.
Backdoor galore.
And I mean, it's getting to the point now with the second pair and the deuce kicker. This is the fort we're gonna. Ooh, hello. Turns 2 pair. That's the card he was looking for. Milos snap checking it back. How disappointing when you finally turn your man on what looks like a brick, and he just goes, "Nah, I'm just messing around. I wasn't really betting."
Mr. Constantine, no limit 510, please take your seat.
Seat for Mr. Constantine in the 5-10 NL. Oh, Arseni giving his opponent a chance. Love this, Henry. He's going to have some 7x, some 9x.
All in. Cool. Nah.
Oh, wow. Milos is just on it.
In the main event, once you complete your round, you have a 20 minutes break. 20 minutes break in the main event.
Surprised he didn't take that spot, not gonna lie.
Yeah. It just seems like he's playing perfectly. I mean, he's dodged that one. As we said, we're playing 501 mil. And with that pot, Arseni back to 16 mil, but here's Milos Skrbic, 36 million in chips. And the man to beat, but we keep saying it, Henry. No time bank cards. Becoming less relevant, I suppose, when we're moving towards this probably being a sort of pre-flop confrontation or a all in on the flop in a raised pot. If it was deeper stacked, I think that'd be a real issue for him. No. Both players chatting to the rail, both with smiles on their faces. Because, Henry, worst way, you're getting 190k.
Maybe they're just finding out about hands or something.
Maybe.
It's made them laugh.
That first time, maybe the ace-4. Milos just went blasting off. Then Jack 6 diamonds on the button. One assumes a limp. In Milos. Yeah.
Mr. Commit, no limit 510.
Oh boy.
Please take your seat.
Hello.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Top pair for Arseni. Milos with the flush draw. 37% equity. Looks like he's going to try and take it down right here, right now. Right here. Right now.
Let's say you did that in just the right time. Now, Henry, does Arseni just say, run it?
Yeah.
Or
It's tough to make pairs and hold them.
Does he ever just call here?
Toppest of pairs. It's nice to keep in some of your opponent's air balls. There aren't too many. All of them are going to have some form of equity.
He does.
Interesting hand to... I mean, I get it. We don't have much showdown. Our opponent's just going to have a bunch of stab folds.
Right, and also, I guess with the 8-6 being overs to the 3 and the 4, Henry, that a lot of times this happens and you have got over 2 overs to a pair. Let's see, not in this situation.
All in.
Right. Can actually value now against a lot of stuff and protect against some stuff.
All in.
He does go all in.
Mr.
It'll be a snap from Arseni having turned top 2, but he is not out of the woods just yet, Henry. Milos with the flush draw and a shot to become the warm-up champion here at the Locks on Pay Mediterranean Poker Party.
He knows it.
Both players stand erect. 1 card to come. So we'll spin things around if Arseni were to hold.
No limit 510.
And he does.
Take your seat.
Red 10 on the river. And back to a sort of 3-2 scenario, Henry.
Yeah, Milos maybe going to kick himself over that one.
С король 2 это когда?
Is he getting news about
He
the...
is.
Was it the ace-4 hand?
Yeah.
My Russian skills aren't as good as they
Sure, jam 3.
once were.
They're better than mine.
I was finding out about the ace-4 bluff.
Yeah. That was cool. That was a cool hand, if you're just joining us. The first significant hand of heads-up play. Milos just fired all 3 barrels. Made Arseni fold top pair on the river, which, I mean, he had no real option but to do. At least in this commentator's opinion.
So Milos down to 20 big blinds. Still, given the fact that there's only 50 in play, anyone's game.
Yeah. This has got some twists and turns yet to come on Phil's. Milos completes the button with Jack 10 times. And it's funny, he said, we should just go all in pre. And it was certainly a consideration with the 6-8 suited for 14. And your opponent's limping a lot of hands with this big blind ante. Well, perhaps some interest here. Arseni flopping bottom pair, but Milos with the 3 in a row, 3 to a flush. 2 overs to the second card. Certainly worthy of continuation.
Talking of the 3 in a row, 3 to a flush. 8 of spades rolling off on the turn. Now giving Milos an open ender.
Big turn card for him. Earned, Henry. He's getting looked up. These guys really are. Well, they're down in the dirt. Bare knuckle boxing. Check Arseni once again. Does Milos go triple barrel once again?
Yeah, I wonder if there's a sour taste in his mouth.
Didn't look too
after
happy.
Getting snapped. Maybe flashbacks to that painful moment. Maybe leaving him somewhat trigger shy.
And you've got a few seconds to think about it. No
I don't
time.
think this one will go through.
It might have done. It might not have done though, Henry. It might not have done, I tell you. Well, it has now switched around the other way. We're back to playing 15 bigs effective,
Probably, yeah.
but it's Milos of the short stack this time.
I mean, I would almost always do it if didn't have those two.
Kind of getting to the stack depth now where we might just see Milos just going for the check rip. 12 bigs, always has equity. Only hand you're really dead against is a hand like 8-7 of hearts. Don't really like check calling and seeing a turn.
All in?
Yep.
Yeah, good man.
There it is. Yeah, all that makes sense, Henry. I'm in agreement. To make life easy, especially when you've got time banks.
It does make life easy.
Leave it up to the hands of the gods. Or to the dealer in this case. Locks on pay. MPP here at the Merit. Trophy on the table because, wow, one of these guys will be the winner. Simple as that. At the moment, it's Arseni looking best, Henry, but this has already swung back and forth a number of times. We had a very, very long 8-handed battle in this tournament. We lost Pavel in 9th and then played 2 levels with super short stacks. Everyone surviving. Came up from a break and within one level and a couple of hands, we were heads up.
Yeah. That was always going to be the case, wasn't it?
Was.
Like looking at the lineup of...
Well, that was incredible. We went to that break and there was, 5 of the 8 players had under 10 bigs.
Yep.
Of course, Alex Pack, a.k.a. the Roofer, laddering up again masterfully, coming 3rd this time after 2nd at the EAPT final table. And, well, Arseni, top and bottom on the 8-5-3 club board. Checks it over to Milos, who's going to fire 1 blind. And one assumes we met with a raise.
How to extract max value from your opponent.
You think he's sitting there going, well, this guy drew a barrel with the ace-4. Do I just always give them max rope? A little different when your opponent has 14 bigs. I like this more, I think, Henry. On a text like this, you don't want your opponent to get away from it on a bad card if they got a hand, and you do need to protect somewhat. You don't want the 6 of clubs drawing live.
See Arseni just staring over at Milos' stack. Blind level going up to 1.2 million.
Wow. Wow.
Good luck, chaps.
Milos, 12 effective. Arseni came in as a chip leader, held the chip lead pretty much throughout. There was a brief moment with 3 or 4 left. Maybe he was a few blinds behind, but has effectively been atop the counts the whole day. Obviously, went down to this same 14 million not long ago in this heads-up match, but it just feels terminal this time, Henry.
Feel like he's going to get it done this time.
Just feels like he's got his man where he wants him. Well, he does have his man where he wants him. Nearly a 3-to-1 dog. Cliches being cliches. This is poker. Anything can happen.
That is pretty cliche, James Dempsey. Not going to argue with that.
All in.
Yeah, we reached that portion of the tournament. I mean, in the APT, we reached that portion of the tournament about 10 hands in. And Edouard was just victory jamming with the monstrous stack. This time, though, it's this man, Arseni, with the big stack. And big blind ante in play, remember. Means that 12 bigs heads up is not what it used to be. You blind out in 10 hands time. That stack. Milos, well, he gives a walk, Henry, and he was getting looked up.
Nice one.
I guess I
Dodged a bullet.
survived, maybe.
Yeah, but like I say, Henry, you fold your big blind and you fold your small blind. That's 2.5 blinds if you're 12 gone. So he's sub 10 and now posting. If he folds this one, sub 8. Picture tells 1,000 words.
God, it gets painful, doesn't it? This big blind ante and heads up play near the short stack. Oh no.
Is he gonna limp? Or did he just
James, you're a sicko.
He does. I love it. I love it.
Toying with your opponent.
Just give him a chance to flip a pair.
Just let him catch anything.
Just give him a chance to flip a pair, yeah. Well,
Such a pure flop
can he
as
check
well,
back?
right?
Can he check back?
It's so pure. 3 unders to your overpair. Just increasing the.
Does bet, which is of course. I mean, he's got a bet, but imagine if he just found a check there, like a boss.
I think maybe with the queen of diamonds.
Mm-hmm. Oh. But again, that's another 2 blinds gone west.
Oh, Milos Skrbich, you absolute champion.
Maybe he's back on the drink after the day. Maybe he just drinks in heads-up matches.
No. I'm going to speak to him about a year-long prop bet. See if he wants to do it.
Nope, looks like an ace. That is enough. Sitting with the 8-4. Says nope.
4-8 off. 4-8 off.
He's always got a smile on his face, you know. Big fan of Milos in general.
The table was very short and heads up even shorter.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
Hmm?
It's not that bad considering how short was final table.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not referencing that moment. It's only because no one busted Henry. He wouldn't have been that short if they'd just got on with it.
Yeah.
Busted, but when
That's
the short
true.
stacks were all in, they
Oh, I'm not sure about this.
prevailed.
I guess with the big blind ante.
Yeah, I just...
All in.
All right, well, he lost a few hands in a row, wins a few hands in a row. On hand 101, gets back to 12 million. That's 10 bigs.
What are we averaging? We've been averaging around 20 hands an hour.
No.
25.
Well, let's have a look. What do we do? Been on for
If I survive one
4
more hour,
hours.
I get to order
Some
beer.
breaks.
From 6, yes?
Yeah.
And now it's 5, okay.
That's brilliant.
I'm wondering, is it only they're just not giving alcohol, or well, if you bring your own, you can drink? Is it like which one?
The latter is the case.
If you bring your own beer, you can drink, yes?
I don't know. I'm just
Interesting.
So you can bring your own beer.
Yeah, they just try to get to the bottom of it yesterday. Ferraldo was most keen to get to the bottom of it yesterday. Why?
Understandable.
They don't serve in the poker room till 6 p.m. for whatever reason. And I think they're just trying to keep the place from getting a bit too rowdy.
That
But
makes
you're
sense.
more than welcome to bring beer down from any one of the
3.2.
bars in the complex. Everything is inclusive.
I was thinking to ask them, but then I'm like, okay, whatever. I can survive with this.
I can ask my friends to bring beer from minibar, if you like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they let us drink in the poker room. That's my question. Or they just not let them to give alcohol. Like, which one of those? Yeah. But it's fine. I'm doing good.
Ooh. Ooh. What is this? This is
Alan?
7 bigs, suited queen. Wow. 7.25 bigs.
He doesn't know. He's not sure. He says, cool, Henry. Says, run it. And he's going to get the bad news that, well, he's not dominated, but he's no longer suited.
Club's no good.
Arseni with a shot to win it, and this time in front. The first time we've seen the chip leader be all in with the best hand in this heads-up match. Is this to be the end of Milos?
Yeah.
Arseni 5 cards away from it. And on ace-9, 8 flop, Henry. That's almost it.
That's as tough of a hole to dig yourself out of.
In before the jack-10.
Behave.
In before the deuce. Queen deuce.
Always a sweat
Queen,
though, right?
Queen deuce. So many ways he can win this, Henry.
Always a sweat. Well, James Dempsey.
Here's the chance. 3 outs.
Arseni does not want to improve.
He chuckles.
To 2 pair.
He chuckles. Because this pretty much sum up this table's gone.
It does.
Twist in the tail. 9 on the river. It looked scary.
Yes.
But
4
it's
pips
safe.
across.
It was nice to play with you.
Yeah, same.
Wow.
It was nice.
Against King 4 when hard board.
Yeah. I was that one and the other one.
Yes, I will see it at home.
There's a lot to discuss, Henry, because they really punched at each other.
They really did.
And Arseni is the 2022 Mediterranean Poker Party warm-up champion, and a fitting one like that. A very good performance from him, Henry, coming in with the big stack, closing it out. And Milos, well, a fine performance from him as well.
That, for me, is got to be one of the most entertaining heads-up matches I've had the pleasure of commentating on it in a very long time, James. Like, they really